over here to the Dascar Martini Endurance Series Season number 4 2017 here on Ziggo Sports. We are here back again at the track. We were at last season as well for the first time, and that proved to be such an amazing race. Well, we're bringing back the season this time again. The racetrack has also been added to the Phillips Cup Series schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about the one and only African racetrack, well, South African racetrack as well. We have in our 2003 and we have in Dascar. Welcome to Kyalami. It's a lot of fun. It's a really great racetrack. It's not too long. The history attached to it is also pretty amazing. So it's great to have this track. Great to be back at this track again. So we're going to start the introduction over here, and I'm going to talk for, well, not too long. I don't want to spend too much time talking. So I haven't uploaded a lot of videos. Pretty much, I had this race plans earlier this week, so a few days ago. But well, I was pretty busy, so that's why it came out a little bit later. Phillips Cup Series race also not done because of that business. So initially my plan was just to continue the Phillips Cup Series throughout the summer, and well, that hasn't really worked out. We've only done one race, so I would say like I want to continue with the Phillips Cup Series right now or as soon as possible. I think it's better for me personally just to first finish off the two summer series, and after that continue again with the Phillips Cup Series. So once again, if you haven't heard it, I plan to do next year. There will be a Phillips Cup Series season number 10. Most likely though, that will be the last season. And it will not be as long as a season as this Phillips Cup Series season has been, because I feel like I lose interest when the season is just too long. At 36 or 37 races is just way too long. So how this schedule is going to be, I don't know. It could be possible that we're only going to do like main races and no sprint races anymore. I will have to see, but well, lately it has been, I've been uploading a few videos lately, and I said I want to do more on YouTube. One thing I do notice is that the views are not really coming, and that might be possibly because it's summer, so everybody's still on vacation and away and not really focused on YouTube. But well, one thing, I uploaded now since I've been back the past 3 races in the Valvoline Dirt Ring Series didn't have more views, or didn't have more than 23 views. The most recent one I uploaded a week ago only has 13 views. And although I do like the series a whole lot, honestly it's not my favorite series. But for 13 views per video, I'm not going to continue that. So I'm going to finish off the season, and I'm going to do it quickly and with not a whole lot of effort, and then I'm going to stop it, and will be goodbye forever to the Dirt Ring Series, because I just feel there's not a whole lot interest in it anymore. The Martini Endurance Series still is a lot more popular than that, even though the races are quite a bit long, but there are twice as many views on those races than there are on the Valvoline Dirt Ring Series race. So I am going to at least finish off this series, and we'll just, well, the effort I did before. If there's going to be another season, I don't know. And pretty much I want to get back to the Phillips Cup Series. Probably what I will be doing sometime when I get to my internship, and when the time progresses, only Phillips Cup Series. And probably, I'm not sure if I want to do a Christmas Royals and Christmas specials. I don't really know. It depends. I will see in the next few months if I want to do it. And other gameplay videos. Yeah, on one hand I really want to do it because I felt like after the NR 2003 video, there were already people liking it a lot. For instance, Philip Goldberg and Chris Dodd, I think. The most recent video of Trackmania, also not too popular, but I may try to just continue those kind of videos, and I will see where, well, the ships eventually comes to shore. But we'll see. But one thing is for sure, Valvoline Dirt Ring Series, I'm going to finish off the season and it's not going to return. That's one, definitely, that's for sure. So, we're going to focus back a little bit on the previous race, which was at the Isle of Man. The race was split in two. First race was a lot of fun, was pretty cool. Second race, not so much. So Isle of Man probably also not going to return anymore to the schedule, even though I really wanted to have it on the schedule. But at least we've done a race there, so pretty much the goal is achieved. But it's just too unpredictable racetrack. So we did actually have a few injuries in those two races as well. Marcus Sachi complained of pain in his right shoulder after a pretty hard hit he had in one of those barriers of, well, bushes or something. He is in a little bit of pain, but luckily it's only a sprain and he will be fine for the next Kyalami series race, so no harm, no foul for him. The same cannot be said for Zach Winkle. Zach Winkle was in the number 2 and he also had a pretty big crash. He actually had a whiplash and he was in a lot of pain. Eventually he wasn't cleared to race in this race either, so it is going to be his probably younger brother Stan Winkle who's going to be driving the number 2 car in this race and possibly the next race as well. Points that he gets will go to himself and not to Zach Winkle, though, well, Zach Winkle is not very high in points anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. So, well, pretty much that was it for the Isle of Man race. There's only one driver who had who got a warning from that, and that is the number 22 car. Of course, the winner of that race actually as well. Of the first race, Brandon Thomas. Second race was won by the 09 of Aiden Thomas, but Brandon Thomas has a warning after crashing number 43 of Philip Goldberg out, and he retired as well, so that's why he got the warning. That's the only warning that has been given in both the races at the Isle of Man. The wildcard car is not taken, and that means that the number 70 car is going to be driven this race by Lene van Dijk, and which is pretty much a driver which has been successful in the Martini Endurance Series as well. She won actually the first ever race in one of the most amazing races we've ever seen in the series at Le Mans. And, well, therefore she's back again. Actually, ever since that, she hasn't really been that successful. I think she won the first season of the Red Bull Knockout Series, but after, well, pretty much after that, not really very, well, she wasn't very successful. Talking about the Red Bull Knockout Series, I said there's going to be another season. For now, I will just put it to rest because I want to get these two summer series finished, and then I want to continue with the Philips Cup Series as soon as possible. So for now, I'm just going to leave the Red Bull Knockout Series for what it is. So I'm not sure if there were people really looking forward to it. If so, I apologize to you guys, but maybe it will come down sometime later though, but we'll see. So because the wild cars only has been picked one time this whole season, we said that for the final race, everybody who wants to have another driver can sign up a driver for this wildcard car. It doesn't matter if you have 0, 1 or 2 drivers in the series. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it is somebody who has been in the series before as well, or in the wildcard car as well. Any single person in the whole universe can sign up somebody, and that can be also any person in the whole universe for that wildcard car. So if you want to have another driver in the last race of the season at what was it again, at Willow Springs, be sure to sign up for that wildcard car, and pretty much, yeah, it could be possible that it's going to be the last ever Martini Endurance Series race as well, so it will be a special race. Point standings pretty quickly, because of course we only have 2 events left. That means that the maximum amount of points that you can gain on the points leader is 90 points. And that means that everybody who's further away than 90 points, so it's 90, 90 points, cannot win the championship anymore. There's only one driver for who that is true, and that is William Brock in the 80 car, because he only has gained 9 entire points this whole season. And that is pretty remarkable. I mean, 9 points. I don't think I've ever seen it happen before. In 3 races, there's one driver only getting 9 points. He finished dead last at Le Mans. He finished 40th at the Nordschleife. And he finished dead last at the Isle of Man. So, that's been an absolutely terrible season. And that's a big understatement for William Brock. So, I really hope for him that he can get some good things happening over here in this race. Because, well, it's been absolutely terrible for him. Zachary Robinson is your points leader with 121 points. And Joshua Ciccoli is currently in second place, 9 points behind him. Then we got Aiden Shepard, who is in third, 16 points behind. And Jacques Robinson, who is in fourth, 19 points behind. James Saunders is currently in fifth position, 23 points behind. And 27 points behind is Jay Jefferson, who is in sixth. Then in seventh we got Priya McShane, who is 31 points behind. And 34 points behind is Jane Pinter, who is in eighth. 35 points is behind is Skylar Fleming in 9th, and 36 points behind is Tommy Turbo in 10th. So pretty much that's your point standings, and that's all I want to say. So I'm going to start this race pretty quickly. I don't have a whole lot of time, so just so you know, I will be able to finish the race probably, but I don't have too much time to do other crazy things. So what we're going to do, pretty much like we did in previous races as well, we're going to run one lap. If it's really, really crazy, we're going to pause and we're going to look at the replays, but I don't want to pause for too long. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is the number 59 car of Zachary Fitzwater who is on the pole, with on the outside the 48 car of Zachary Robinson. That is your points leader. 42 cars on the start, and we're green flag racing here at Kyalami, South Africa. And the whole field storms into turn number 1, which will probably be chaos and carnage again. Pretty much like we're used to. So far so good. It is the fifth, well, at least I don't even know. Oh, so far so good. That's a big surprise. Oh. Okay. I think still so far so good. Zachary Fitzwater, 59 car is still your leader, and he has a pretty big margin. However, don't mind the margin. It's all about survival at this track, because it's going to be a pretty crazy race, I think. So, going to be a lot of fun as well. Oh, we have our first crash of today, and the Sunday course in the 51 car was involved together with the 30 car of Patrick Smith. Not sure what happened there, but well, okay. I thought for a moment that we only had one. What was it? Recording thing. So anyway, all good. So we're skimming through the field pretty quickly over. I think we only had one incident, so there's only one replay. And if that is the case, I'm not going to pause it or reset it. Joshua Ciccoli in the 31 car does have a little bit of damage though, and he is coming in. Okay, so we're going to take a quick, this replay on what happened. And I don't, simply because no. It was only one incident, and my goodness, it was a pretty big one as well. Okay, so what happened? There was a little bit of contact up ahead, and then eventually the 30 car of Patrick Smith gets turned by Sonny Course in the 51. And look at that car go up on his side, gets turned around, fly. Look at him spinning on his side, lands on all four, taps the 51 car again, and then is clear. And that was a big one for Patrick Smith in the 30 car. But there was something else which happened right before that, which I think is it's the 21 car who got run over by the 43 of Philip Goldberg. Now the only question I have is, did the 30 car get turned by the 51, or did Patrick Smith get a push? Okay, so partly. It was the one car of Julius Anderson who got into the right rear of the 51 car of Sanne Koers. That turns her into the rear of the 30 car of Patrick Smith, and eventually then Patrick Smith goes around. So I think the guilty one in this deal will be the number 1 car of Julius Hansen. Will he get a penalty? I don't know. We'll see it near the end. So we'll just write it down. But once again, penalties will be post-race, pretty much like we did the last race as well. And the reason for that I explained yesterday, the previous race. So big one for Patrick Smith, and we're returning again because he's still in the race, so that's good. Everybody's still bleeding green, I guess so. So I'm going to quickly scroll through the field one time, just to see if everybody is still doing fine or if we have, well, very badly damaged cars somewhere. There was a spin up here, so there may have been another incident. I think we haven't really seen what happened to the 31 car, so normally I won't do it, but I think... yeah, okay, so just a quick replay. It was the 2 car of Stan Winkel who turned around the 43 of Philip Goldberg, and then Philip Goldberg went around into the 21 car of Daniel Bouchard, and those two just went around, quick spin, not too much damage or issues or anything. So the 2 car apparently also went around. I don't know why the 31 car got damaged. Did he run into the 2? No, I don't think so. What happened to the 2 car? Because of course he slammed into the wall, but I just spun around. It did go a little bit airborne, but all fine. There's the number 30 car of Patrick Smith. So it's on the course again on pit lane, and that's it. So nobody out to race yet. That's cool. We got 3 laps in the books, and of the 132 laps, yeah, it's a long race, 3-hour race again. So hooray, back to 3-hour racing. This indeed is your leader, Zachary Fixwater, and currently in second position is the 36 car of Benoit Terravine, in front of the 69 car over here of Amy Shelley. And then we got Zachary Robinson, and the 71 car of Cody Smart is currently in 5th, so he's doing a great job. Then we got Samet Oskan, we got over here the 09 car. Ooh, that's a pretty important, Aiden Thomas, right in front of Aiden Shepard, who's again having a pretty good race so far. Though under full pressure from the 19 car of Brian Fox, and eventually in 10th position it is Tommy Turbo. No, Tommy Tang, the other Tommy. So a pretty good battle over here. We see Brian Fox versus Aiden Shepard, and this is going to be a 25 car who will stay up ahead in that battle. So if you don't know this racetrack, it is pretty cool track. There are a couple of danger spots. This is one of them. We have seen, I think, an incident in most of these turns except for the last one. Or maybe we have seen an incident at some point here. Yeah, I remember somebody spinning through the infield. Oh, actually somebody went around over there. Strange. So quick onboard lap you want to have? Okay. Do it. Going on board with 3rd place over Amy Shelley. A very long straightaway it is. You saw South African Grand Prix. Yes, the Formula 1 used to race over here. So turn number 1 it is, which is a pretty 90-degree sort of right-hander, and there's another one of those turns right here. Normally these 2 turns cause a lot of chaos in the first lap, but still so far so good. We got another left-hander where a little bit of smoke there, and some cars that went around, possibly, I don't know. Long right-hander. A lot of why I like this racetrack is mostly because there are a lot of flowing turns. There are not really any sharp turns, it's just a flowing circuit. So we'll be getting the S's over here, where we've seen many incidents happen before. Remember Joshua Michaels one time crashing out and flipping over, or at least on his side. And here's the final turn, which is also a long right-hander. Onto the front stretch again, though there is a little kink over here, and you don't want to take this kink too hard. too fast. But these guys are full throttle, so okay. Now let's stay for a moment on board because I feel like there's an attack coming from Amy Shelley on the 36 car. Oh no, the 36 car goes to the inside to block. So Amy Shelley cannot find a way yet by the number 36 car. That was, by the way, on lap onboard over at Kyalami. As said, a short circuit it is. But the battle for second position is on. Now I don't know if there were any other people. 70 of Lena van Dijk may have spun around. She may be the one that went around at one point. She's a little bit further back. But well, I tried to just show most things, but not all things. There are going to be probably quite some spins, but really, like, at least I'm going to definitely show the race ending or the big crashes. So, but this small incidents, maybe if I run into it, I will. But pretty much this racetrack, the type of race at this track is pretty similar than at Willow Springs. Actually, in my opinion, in my feeling, the racetracks are both pretty similar as well, because both are pretty short tracks with some fast flowing corners, and there tend to be quite some incidents, but mostly small incidents. Well, mostly small incidents. Willow Springs, there's one calamity corner where there are like 6 or 7 cars flipping over every single race. So, well, if you like that, be sure to watch the last race of the season, which will be indeed at Willow Springs. Always a lot of fun over there, and it's been on the schedule now for, what is it, will be 3rd season or something. Always a lot of chaos and a lot of fun at this racetrack. It really has grown to be one of my favorite endurance racetracks and road courses as well. So will be for a long time on the schedule as well in the Philips Cup Series. So probably forever, because the point where I will probably quit doing the Philips Cup Series sooner than quit racing at Willow Springs. So if that makes sense. So are there any real battles? Well, someone else has fallen back. That's one thing. He has fallen back from, what was it, 6th position to 9th position. Well, I think he's currently in 10th because also the 13 car has gone by. So Samet Oskan not going very strong at the moment. And look at who's behind him. Indeed, that's the 80 car of William Brock. And I hope for William that he can finally get a good result over here. Doesn't, or at least get a finish, because there are some drivers which haven't finished a single race this whole season. Of course, the headliner for that is the 80 car of William Brock, who hasn't finished better than, what was it, 40th position this whole season long. Basically stating that he has, oh yeah, William, that's something you don't have to do then. Oh my goodness, and we got a little bit of carnage over here. Oh boy. So William Brock not making himself very popular, and well, I'm not going to say anything anymore. Luckily it was only a minor incident, even though, well, the 30 car spun right in the middle of the track and may have gotten hit by a few others as well. So just too aggressive racing. It is just William Brock, I don't know what he's doing, but he has been awful all season long, and pretty much it continues over here. Now the good thing for him is that, well, it could be possible that it's just frustration on his part, but good thing is that he has only minor damage. Pretty much same story for Samet Oskan, who's also had a pretty bad season, but there's a big hit from the 40 car of Mitch Bratz, and yes, this has also not been his track. Remember last season where he turned around 2 people, 2 times the leader? Oh yeah. Henry Williams, by the way, also in fault, so indirectly William Brock caused his teammate to crash as well. So I think everybody else is just doing alright. So and we'll go live again. Move coming from the 17 car of Sebastian Torres, and the pretty aggressive move over there from the 98 car. But he cannot keep the 17 car behind him, and there goes the 17 of Sebastian Torres to what will be 20th position or something. So William Brock, is he still? No, he does have some pretty good damage, but he's also dropped outside the top 10, so it wasn't the best move on his part. Now nobody has retired yet, luckily, so We still got the top 4, pretty much the same as this. Cody Smart also still in 5th. But he's coming under some pressure. So Aiden Thomas, we know that he's on the roll. Because, well, he won the race at the Isle of Man, the most recent race. Aiden Shepard, we know that he's on the roll. He did have bad luck at, what was it, at the Noordslijven. But he has finished in the top 5 in the past, or his past 2 races. His worst result this year is 16th. So he's also on this roll. Brian Foxball, not as much. He's also one of those drivers who I think hasn't finished a single race this season, to be honest. I'm not sure. In Le Mans he didn't finish 26th. At the Noordslijven he finished in 35th. And at the Isle of Man he also finished pretty far back. So that's also the reason why he's 39th in points. So he's not really on a roll. But okay, we got to move from the 25 car almost over here. So Aiden Shepard is putting pressure on Aiden Thomas in this 5-car train, which is sort of like the battle for fifth position as well. Cody Smart went a little bit wide over there, and that might cause him to come a little bit more under attack. His lucky deal is that the 09 car is also under full pressure, but not anymore, because then the 25 car runs wide. So skimming through the field, we got a good battle over here. Samad Oskan trying to work his way back to the front again, right next to Mohammed Al Mohammed and the 9 car of Annie Thomas. Debbie Myers is there as well, so we got also pretty good battle over here. Oh, and look at that 67 car of Debbie Myers just driving around the 9 and the 39 on the outside. So I think the 39 car has a little bit of too much damage now. His speed is off, so Samad Oskan is going backwards rapidly. He has already dropped back to, what is it? I don't know where. Oh, he's a lap down. Ah, he's a lap down. That's it. Probably made a pit stop and he is a lap down, just like the 44 car of Aiden Thomas. Oh, Aiden Thomas. Mitch Bratz. Mitch Bratz is right there. So both these drivers are a lap down. Ooh, we had a spinner over there as well. Not sure who that was. This battle is still going on. Man, Aiden Shepard's right underneath the rear wing of the 09. Oh, did we have a lead change? We had a lead change. And Amy Shelley has gone from, what is it, 3rd position to 1st in 1 lap. Or something. She was in 2nd the previous lap. And now she's taken the lead. So, great move by Amy Shelley in the 39 car. Yeah, there's a lot of passing on this track in comparison to Isle of Man, definitely, but that's why it's sometimes difficult to keep up with all the battles, because the field is pretty spread out. And as you can see over here, 25 car goes by the 09 car. At the same moment, Tommy Tang already tries to make a move on the 19 car as well. But not yet able to finish it off. It's pretty tight to be on the outside over there. So William Brook, I think he came away with a scare over there. He has got 2 guys to go a lap down and to lose a lot of speed. And the 51 car is also now a lap down officially. Not sure if she's still where she still is. Okay, but I will stick with this battle for a moment. Man, we got so many battles over here. We got a battle for the lead again, and Zachary Fitzwater is going for, well, for the lead. And Aiden Shepard tries to continue and go by Cody Smart in 71 car. So battles pretty much all around this racetrack. Yeah, and that's only the battles in the top 5, eh? Oh, we have big damage over here on the number 9 car. Annie Thomas has gone off big time, and let's see if we can find what happened with her. Was she the one that was, well, where we saw the plume of smoke from? Oh my goodness! This is a terrible crash. Sebastian Torres, look at this. Sebastian Torres also getting held up by Samad Oskan. Then he swings to the right. But there was already the 54 of Jay Jefferson coming with a full head of steam. Sebastian Torres gets turned around. And he doesn't even hit the wall. He comes straight back on track again. Right in the left side or right side of Annie Thomas, who goes flipping over. Terrible crash for the number 9 car and the 17. My. This was one of the biggest crashes one of the most strange crashes we've seen. Well, and in strange I mean like, look at that number 9 car right on top of the wall. I mean, the scary thing is when I look at this crash, I get complete flashbacks from Phillip Island crash, V8 Supercars a few years ago, Alexander Permat and James Courtney, in which James Courtney broke his leg actually. But it's just, yeah, I don't think you can really blame this on Jay Jefferson, because he was already committed to that inside and going by the 17 car. But my goodness, what a terrible crash for Sebastian Torres and Annie Thomas. Absolutely incredible. 9 car goes flipping over. Come on. Up on the tire barrier. Absolutely incredible. We're going to go on board over here with, well, first off with the number 9 car of Annie Thomas. Good grief. Wow. Well, it doesn't even sound that bad except for the rolling. I think the rolling might be the worst, but good grief, man, I'm so lucky that, well, these drivers are sort of like in the middle of the car, but there you see the 17 car, and at this point he makes a move. I don't think Jay Jefferson can do a whole lot about this, and my goodness, that is incredible. It's been a long time since I've seen such a big crash on this track. Well, we've seen some pretty big ones over here, but this is nuts. Okay, so we're live again. And the 17 car obviously has also retired, so Sebastian Torres out of the race as well, together with the 9 car of Annie Thomas. That was a huge one. And I'm not sure what the stewards are going to do with this. Maybe they're just going to throw it as a, well, racing incident. But good grief. What a crash. So pretty much we've missed, of course, also a few things. The 59 car has gone back to the lead, so Zachary Fitzwater is back in first now. Aiden Shepard has gone by the 71 car of Cody Smart, and who is now also under full tag from the 19 of Brian Fox. And probably that pass is going to be made at the same time that also Tommy Turbo goes to the front, and Aiden Shepard is currently slowing down incredibly much. Oh no! No, this is going to be a big one. Oh boy. Aiden Shepard, what were you doing? Wow. And the next big crash. Oh, I think this could have been a whole lot worse actually, but what in the world happened over there? Well, it started off with the 25 car. I think Aiden Shepard had some kind of problem, and he tried to come on pit lane. I mean, he's not going at all. And then at this point he tries to go on pit lane, and pretty much all hell breaks loose. He taps Brian Fox, who goes into the fence. He himself goes into the fence as well. Brian Fox comes around, hits the 71 of Cody Smart, who hits the 09 of Aiden Thomas. Then Brian Fox goes up on the wall, continues his way though, and I think eventually the worst is for Aiden Thomas. What a freak accident we had over here. Let's go onboard over here with, no, that's not onboard, god damn it. Let's go onboard over here with the 09 of Aiden Thomas. That's weird. I haven't seen a whole lot of incidents happen over here on this front, in this part of the track, but definitely one of these. That's nuts. That's really, really crazy. So, eventually Aiden Thomas is on the go again. Oh, and Jane Pinter is blown up. Jane Pinter in the 27 car has blown up. Is that due to an accident or is... Yeah, no, it's just some engine issues. What a heartbreak for Pony Motorsports driver Jane Pinter. That's game over for him, probably. Now, nobody else is out to race, so he's probably going to finish in 40th position then. Hell, that's bad luck for him. Good grief. Well, this race has been turned upside down suddenly. I mean, there are quite some guys with damage now, as well. Brian Fox is on pit lane. Aiden Shepard is on pit lane. The 09 car has been on pit lane, and now the 69 car comes on pit lane. This might be the first planned pit stop actually. Amy Shelley in number 69 car on lap number 19. That's pretty early though. I think, I'm not sure. It's after 25 minutes, so I think it will be, it's sort of like in time. The first pit stop of today will be a fact. The first planned pit stop of today will be a fact. So a little bit of a status update. We got 35 cars in the lead lap. We got 40 cars in the race, with 5 cars being lapped down, and probably one more car will be out the race. So, which will probably leave us with 34 cars on the lead lap and 39 cars in the race. And I'm not sure if this is a planned pit stop actually, because the 69 car has been stationary for a long time. There's Jane Pinter coming on pit lane, and this is not planned. I thought it was the first planned pit stop of today, but Amy Shelley has issues. Did she hit something, or did she get turned around, or what happened to her? Oh, I don't know. Very strange, but she's still on pit lane. This is not a planned pit stop, and your race leader is going to be in big time trouble. Now your new race leader is just going to be passed by the 25 car of Aiden Shepard, and yeah, probably stewards are going to take a look at it as well. But of course, once again, all penalties will be handed out after the race, so further investigation will be done when this race has finished and during editing. So just so you know. Well, you want to go through the top 10 again, because things have shuffled around a whole lot. 59 car, Zachary Fitzwater, your leader, in front of Benoit Terravine and the 48 of Zachary Robinson. That's not really surprising. But in 4th position, Tommy Tang. The only one from that whole group that survived without any issues. And how he did that, I don't know. But he got very lucky in that deal. And there you see Cody Smart, he does have damage. You see the 09 car, I think, is a lap down. Yes indeed, so Cody Smart, he does have a lot of damage. Henrietta Fitzwater will be then in 6th position. 7th is out of nowhere the 20 car of John Arndt. 8th is Debbie Myers in front of Joseph Vanesso, and the 07 car we have over here of Joshua Michaels. And that's your top 10. Then we skim through the field so you can see where you are. But remember, we do have a couple of lapped cars already in this deal. And, well, Summit Oscan also one of them. So, well, that's crazy. So there's your 25 car, and well, the 25 car is quite a lot faster than your leaders. So, how about that 69 car? You ask me, oh, how about this battle for 2nd position? Jane Pinter has retired with a piston problem officially, and the 69 car is, I don't know where she is. 69, eh? That's still in pit lane. Weird. I don't know what's up with her. I seriously have no clue. Yeah, of course, at one point you think like, well, if she retires, at least we know what the problem is, but Yeah, of course we don't want her to retire. She was doing a great job in the lead. Went from, what was it, third or fourth position to the lead. Well, was having a good battle with the 59 car. And 59 car is currently in a pretty good position. However, the race is still young. We have only had 1/6 of the race in the books. Benoit Theravine is under full pressure from Brian Fox, and look at the slingshot from the 45 car come. There goes Brandon Thomas on track again, which might actually be the first planned pit stop. So yes, I think we're going to have planned pit stops, and that I thought for a moment was the 59 car getting turned around. But all good. So Brian Fox has been passed again by the 48 car. And Zachary Fitzwater, the problem is he has now lost ground to the 36 of Benoit Theravine. Somebody may have spun around there as well. But once again, those small spins we're not really going to focus on. Samet Oskan is on pit lane, and just like the 69 car of Amy Shelley. Here we got another good battle, but that's also with a lapped car. Well, look at this gaggle. This is the battle for what will be, I don't know, actually. 8th position, yeah, the gaggle for 8th position with Joseph Ernesto, Mohamed Al Mohamed, we got Diego Martinez, Debbie Myers, and yeah, Jay Jefferson. So 54 car of Jay Jefferson. Well, he had already had a big scare in this race when the 17 car suddenly cut across his nose and well went to the inside of the track, and you all know the story. So we do have some battle. Oh, where is somebody? How did that 48 car fall back that much? Did he? Oh no! Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Zachary Robinson has been turned around by Brian Fox, and that's a costly spin for him because he not only loses ground to 2nd place, he also lost 3rd place. So Zachary Robinson has fallen back now to 4th position behind Tommy Tang. Tommy Tang, I said it right. So Brian Fox once again being a little bit too aggressive. Oh, somebody may have spun around there as well. Was it the leader who got a push? Oh, the leader actually also got a push. So these lapped cars are very aggressive. And there Aiden Thomas runs into the back of Zachary Fitzwater. Now not a whole lot of damage is done to him. I mean, he has lost ground to 3 cars, but still he's in front of, well, 2nd place. So Benoit Theravine, and that immediately will be the call for the 59 car to come in pit lane. So top 2 is in, and Tommy Tang goes on. So Tommy Tang will be officially your leader right now. Also the 40 car of James Saunders is on pit lane. And still the 69 car of Amy Shelley on pit lane. The 77 car of Denise Steinauer has retired as well. Now that's something which is unexpected and which we will look at in a few moments as well. Okay, weird. There goes the 71 car as well on pit lane. Cody Smart. And here you see 4 cars on pit. Well, yeah, pit lane cam is not the best. I think spectator cam may actually be the best one. So there goes the 59 car back on track again. So good stuff for him. No big problems for Zachary Fitzwater, your leader. So let's take a quick look at what happened to Denise Steinauer. She retired, which probably states that she does have damage over here. So probably she got crashed out, and yeah, she was the one that crashed. Oh man, can you believe it? Even with her own teammate. It was her own teammates on the course who turns her around, and well, eventually the 77 car will come back around again and will hit the 51 car then. And the 51 car will hit the banking and come flying back on track again, wipe out the 77 car, and the 77 of Denise Steinauer will go around into the wall, bang. It's on the course as well, bang. She was lucky that's the rear of the car and not the front, so the 2 teammates taking each other out. Ouch. Team owner is not going to be very happy. That's for sure. I mean, look at them just tangling. And ouch. Bang. And eventually that's cost the race to Denise Steinhauer. And it's game over for her. So she's the next retirement. And that already leaves us with 4 retirements and only 38 cars in the race, with only 32 cars in the lead lap. And pit stop made by Tommy Tang, and he falls back to 3rd place. Also, Zachary Romson has not pitted. Okay, Zachary Romson has not pitted yet, I think. No, Zachary Romson has not pitted yet. Oh, he has a pretty big margin actually. Together with 12 Mohamed Al Mohamed, Diego Martinez, Jay Jefferson, and maybe Imran Rakota with Manana as well. So those drivers managing to go on a little bit longer. Is that a smart move? Yeah, it may be paying off near the end. For now, probably they will lose a little bit of time on the leaders. 48 cars still continuing. Look at Stan Winkle over in the number 2 car. Well, let's focus on him for a moment. He is in 33rd position. Of course, he has been involved in an incident, and well, it wasn't the biggest incident, but he is the last car on the lead lap currently. The reason for that is because this driver is the lead lap or the leader. So yeah, it has not really been a great debut for Stan Winkle, but he's here to race for his brother. And look at this gaggle. Diego Martinez going by Mohamed Al Mohamed and James Saunders following as well. Look at Imran Rakota Monana has already closed that gap as well. It was 2 seconds. Now it's only, was it? Maybe not even 1 second. So here comes the 12 car back around again on the 06 car trying to go to the inside. Great battle over here, which for what is at this moment 2nd position. But of course we know the leaders have pitted, so I'm not sure how far these guys are going to fall back, but probably they will remain somewhere in the top 15. So having a good race. The 2 teammates together, Mohamed Al Mohamed and Imran Rakota Manana. Of course the 2 drivers with the most crazy names. And I gotta say, even though those names are a little bit crazy, those drivers are pretty fast. And Imran Rakota and Manana, we see her now go to the rear bumper of the 06 car. Well, she has been doing he has been doing some controversial stuff as well. But he's fast, and Jay Jefferson is on pit lane. And there he goes to the inside of the 06 car to take over what will now be 2nd place. Where's the 33 car in points? 25th, so that's not very good. And where's the 12 of Mohamed Al Mohamed? 38th. So Mohamed Al Mohamed has not been really successful this season so far. I think he hasn't finished the race actually, and that's probably why. Now of course 33 car, I'm not even sure. Yeah, 33 finished 7th at the Noorschleife. So yeah, and 19th at Idle of Man. The 12 car finished in the 11th. So yeah, but or at least, well, don't think the was only in top 7 who finished in that race. So James Saunders is pretty fast, and the 48 car is going to drop back a whole lot. And something which we really notice is if you don't have fresh tires, you're going to lose seconds. I mean, like multiple seconds per lap. There goes the 30 car on pit lane. But look at this. I mean, lap times. Zachary Ronson 125.9 and James Saunders 120.1. That is almost 5 seconds lost by the 48 car simply by staying out. And I think he is making a big mistake staying out for this long. On the other hand, he will probably have fresh tires when everybody else has to come on pit lane again. Oh, look at this train of cars. Oh no, this is just everybody getting held up by Skylar Fleming. And if they don't concertina her up, it's going to be a 4-car crash. I hope they can keep their cool. Oh, okay. That was pretty close. But now they've found a way, at least the first two drivers have found a way by the 87 car. Chris Dodd hasn't. Chris Dodd still stuck behind Skylar Fleming. And actually I was looking for the leaders. Where are the leaders? Or at least, and with the leaders, I mean like the drivers that were in the lead. Okay, there is Zachary Fitzwater. Remember, at one point he was like half a lap behind 48 car. 48 car was at this moment when the 59 car just came out of turn 2 or just turn 3. Well, they're almost on. They're now on the same straight away with that, except for that kink, of course. But that's how much time. I mean, Zachary Robinson, he is losing now 8 seconds per lap. That is ridiculous. He is losing 8 seconds per lap on. Oh, okay, it was 6 seconds previous lap on Zachary Fitzwater. Benoit Theravine in second, and I'm just waiting for everybody to come pit lane. I want to go through and see what has all changed. So for now, this is your top 3 with Zachary Robinson now being passed by the 07 car as well. It was a clean pass. Joshua Michaels, that is. And the 33 car of Imran Kota Urmanana also being in 3rd place. I'm surprised that that 07 car is so fast. He ran on 119.1. That almost indicates to me that he has made a pit stop already. But that can't be right. I mean, Zachary Fitzwater was the leader. I mean, Zachary Fitzwater is going to pass the 48 car of Zachary Robinson this lap, and the 48 car hasn't even pitted yet. I hope he does now. Well, the only thing I can imagine is that he does. No, it's no use. I mean, I want to say, oh, then here comes Benoit Theravine. Wow! The 59 car getting held up by those 2 slower cars who haven't pitted yet. Benoit Theravine grabs his chance and goes by the 59 car, takes over the lead. Oh, except for that, of course, the 07 car is still up front. But my Zachary Robinson, I mean, like, at this moment, I'm not even sure what he's doing. The point is, I can imagine that if you want to stretch it a little bit longer, you may want to have, to be able to pit one last time, which might be advantageous to you. But at this point, it hasn't helped him. I mean, he hasn't pitted yet, but he has lost ground to, well, pits. Oh, and Imran Kota Urmanana has gone around. 33 car facing backwards and probably turned around by the 60 car of Henrietta Fitzwater. Oops. So that's a little bit of a moment for the 33 car. No harm, no foul. Probably will not even be a penalty for the 60 car. Not even a warning. But going back to Zachary Robinson, I mean, the time that he would lose. Was that damage on the 31 car? I don't know. The time that he would gain with having one less pit stop, he has already lost now. Because he has been passed by the 59 car. The 59 car has pitted and he still hasn't. So I don't know what he's doing. But I also don't know what is up with this guy, Joshua Michaels. When has he pitted? I don't know when he has pitted, but he is your leader and he's running fast, competitive lap times. Now, the 36 car of Benoit Theravine is of course your leader now. You haven't gone by the 59 of Zachary Robinson. Zachary Fitzwater, goddammit. This is also pretty tricky. And that 09 car is really slow, so Zachary Fitzwater wants to go by the Aiden Thomas as soon as possible. So, oh, we have 2 more cars that have retired from the race. I don't know, is Zachary Robinson already coming? Look at him go. He's running so slow. Yeah, now he finally comes to pit lane, but that's, in my opinion, it's 5 or 6 laps too late already to make it successful. So the 18 car of Hilary Sanchez, well, her bad season continues, and the 87 of Skylar Fleming have crashed out. Is it related? Well, the chance is pretty big that it is related actually. Now what happened to them? I think this is already damage or crash has already happened. Oh boy. Ah, okay, so at the spot where Joseph Ernesto lost his race his last season, now it's him turning around the 87 car of Skylar Fleming, and Skylar Fleming will go around into that barrier pretty hard. This will be a pretty big lake. Ouch. And he will come back around on track again. There's Joseph Ernesto will continue scraping the wall. Here comes Julio Sanchez, chooses the right side, which is not the way to go because the 87 car comes completely to the inside of the turn again. Bang, nowhere to go. Hard crash, and it's game over for both of them. Now, did that damage really take out its 18 car, or did she get turned around again? I don't know, I think that will indeed be race over damage, so pretty much same story for Skylar Fleming, so pretty big incident. Want to see another look at it? Okay, let's get another look at this. So Skylar Fleming getting turned around by Joseph Ernesto, pretty much the spot where we see already many cars just getting turned around, and yeah, that was already pretty hard lick, but it would have been fine until Hilary Sanchez came along and all that damage on track. Good grief. And it's game over. 2 more drivers out of the race, which will leave us, leaving alone the number 69 car, with 35 cars on track and 25 cars in the lead lap. Status update. Well, let's go through the top 10 in a few moments. This is your leader. Why did that 12 car fall back that much? I don't know. But anyway, oh, okay, so Benoit Théravine has taken over the lead now. Benoit Théravine has made it by the 07 car of Joshua Michaels. I think he has already pitted, but he was just so early. He gained a lot of time, but he is losing time now because he has fresher tire, or he has a bit older tires. And that is the strategy, pretty much like if this would have been Zachary Fitzwater, Benoit Théravine, and this strategy would have been then that of Zachary Robinson, then it would be fine for the 48, but now he has lost so much ground. He has fallen back to 21st position. I don't think it was the best strategy. But now Joshua Michaels is going to be sort of like a sitting duck, and the 59 car of Zachary Fitzwater is going to be, oh no, into the fence goes the 59 car. Yeah. Zachary Fitzwater goes around for the second time this race. He's been turned around by someone. Yeah, and again he loses what it will be 3rd position. So a little bit too aggressive on Aiden Thomas' part. Where have I heard that before? Good grief. So that's a shame for that number 59 car, and Aiden Thomas is now the one who's getting passed all around. Henrietta Fitzwater going by the 07 car, and that will be for 2nd place this battle. And now Joshua Michaels falling back even further because also the 09 and the 13 car come by. There's the 21 car who is probably a lap down. Yes, indeed. But he's also going by the 07 car, so now Joshua Michaels has lost a lot of momentum. So your leader at this moment is the 36 car of Benoit Théravine in front of Henrietta Fitzwater in 2nd, Tommy Tang in 3rd, and Joshua Michaels in 4th. Now John Arndt has taken over 5th position as the 59 car has fallen back to 6th after that spin, and 7th is the 94 car now of Jacques Robinson. It seems like Jacques Robinson is always a driver which fights his way back to the front in every single race. And even though his teammate has been doing better, I don't know. I mean, the 94 car of Jacques Robinson, it's not like he's too bad, and this is big problems for Zachary Fitzwater. Zachary Fitzwater comes on pit lane, and he is probably going to make an unscheduled pit stop due to that damage. So bad luck for him, which might as well be bad luck soon for that number 09 car, and Samet Oskan is on pit lane with some damage. And okay, there we go. So it was double tap from the 43 car of Philip Goldberg. So first contact, and there, second contact, right in front of the 48 car. Now Samet Oskan will, okay, well, yeah, he goes over. Samet Oskan in the 39 car goes for a big flip. Flip number 2 of the race. Flip number 23 of the season. 23 of the season in 5 races. What? Yeah, welcome to the Martini Endurance Series. So big one for Samet Oskan as well. And it was such a shame. He was doing so good until he got turned around by William Brock. And eventually, well, he hasn't really been able to recover from that. And this is just a race ender. And all game over. Bad day going worse. And pretty much ending as well. So, such a shame. Such a shame. Someone else the Swede is out to race. And he's going to be the next retirement. Yeah, he's officially retired already as well. So, Stan Winkle on pit lane, very slow. Julie Johnson probably due to pit stop strategy. So it's a pit stop strategy which is going to be the limiting factor. And my goodness, oh, there goes Philip Goldberg around. Oh, he goes, save it. Oh no, oh, and he wipes out the guy that turned him around. Oh, redemption it was, sort of like. So Philip Goldberg being turned around by Imrakoto Rimanana, and he comes back around on track again and wipes out the 33 car. Okay, interesting. So, well, okay. Payback? Maybe, I don't know. 69 cars are still in pit lane. Okay, so 13, where's your leader? Here's your leader. Benoit Thuravine is your leader. And battling going on over here for, I don't know what position it is. So second place is Henrietta Fitzwater under full pressure though, from the 13 of Tommy Tang. And in fourth, wait, how did these guys end up a lap down? I don't know. Probably pit stop strategy again, because currently in fourth is this 07 car of Joshua Michaels, with in fifth John Arndt. Sixth Cody Smart, after all this he has gone through with that big crash with the 25 car. Debbie Myers in second and Joseph Nesto in eighth. Ninth is currently Chris Dodd, that is a big surprise. But not anymore actually, because he has been passed by Jay Jefferson. So Jay Jefferson is currently in ninth. Not as well, because the 06 of Tommy Turbo is currently in ninth. Jay Jefferson is in 10th. And Chris Dodd is in 11th. Okay, thank you very much. So those guys have switched around. Will switch positions. Great battle over here for 5th position, and John Arndt will carry the speed from the fresher tires compared to the 07 car. And John Arndt will go to 4th position. Great pass. And this is a cozy little group. Oh, Tommy Tang. Watch out, William Brock. You've turned around somebody already this race. And you don't want to turn around another driver. And there's Mitch Bretz, and pretty much this is the situation we were in last year as well. But then it was the end of the race was Mitch Bretz, who was a lapped car and who was pretty fast as well. I'm not sure if he was actually in front or behind the two leaders. Then first he takes out it's a shame, I forgot the name of those. Wonderly. It was Emma Wonderly. I think. Elba Wonderly. I think it was Alba Wanderley who was the leader, gets wiped out by the 44 car. Also, even Rakotori Manana is back on pit lane again, but gets wiped out by Mitch Bratz in the 44. Then eventually it was Joseph Vanestu who tries to go around the 44 car, and then he gets wiped out by the 44. And eventually it was the 22 car back then of who eventually took the win. I keep forgetting names, I don't know, sorry about that. But your leader is still under full pressure from the 09 car, and we know that, well, the 09 car has already caused multiple crashes. He has also taken out the 59 car, so yeah. If I were Aiden Thomas, I would take it a little bit easier. I'm not sure, it may be possible even that it was the second incident that he has caused already. Not too sure, by the way, so. This is also a pretty good battle, so we got pretty much battles all around this racetrack, but with this weird pit strategy, it's all just very unclear who is where and who is doing what and all that kind of stuff. So there's the 48 car, he's currently in 13th position, so yeah, the strategy isn't really working. I still think he stayed out too long, but he is making it work somehow. He's trying to work his way to the front. Zachary Fitward is currently in 14th position, so well, he may actually be in sort of like the same sort of strategy as the 48 car, pitting later, much later than everybody else, simply because he has made an extra pit stop. So I think we may actually get a surprise winner near the end of this race. We may see pit strategy eventually decide who will be the winner of this race, as the 07 car is on pit lane. This time I'm happy that I noticed it, because did we lose a lap? I don't think so. Well, this is a pretty cool group though. So the 36 car of Benoit Theravine, your leader, currently has 3, not 1, not 2, 3 left cars right underneath his rear wing. Now if I were him, I would just let him go. Save the chance of getting turned around by, especially by Aiden Thomas, who has done it already a few times this race. Pretty much same story as the 80 car of William Brock, so well, he's letting 2 of them go, and then suddenly the 3 car slows down. And then 36 cars clear again, but he still has 3 left cars right underneath his rear wing. Okay. There goes the 3 car by. There goes Benoit Theravine. He will lose a little bit of time in that turn. Hey, at least he has let those 3 drivers go by, so that's good for him, I think. Not necessarily because, well, he's not battling them anyway, so yet. Maybe coming near the end of the race. I'm not sure about those guys. I'm not sure if they will be a threat near the end of the race, so. Okay, so a little bit of another update. We got 18 cars on the lead lap, only 18 cars because of the pit strategy, of course. We got 34 cars in the lead. Okay, we got another car going off. Where did it? Oh, and then right in front of the leaders, James Saunders comes on track again and gets hit by the 09 car of the 09 of who is it? Damn it, Aiden Thomas. So getting turned around by the 3 car it is of Chris Dodd, who caused it. Your Martini Endurance Series season number 3 champ. So of course he knows how to get these endurance races done. Slants into the inside guardrail, then comes on track pretty cautiously. I don't think cautiously enough. Well, I think the 09 car should have given a little bit more room to him as well, to be honest. But there Aiden Thomas, well, gets a little bit damaged, but nothing too serious. I think that will be, actually the 40 car will be pretty bad shape, but 40 car being in pretty bad shape will probably still not hand the penalty if there will be a warning going to The drive will probably not be to Aiden Thomas, but to Chris Dodd, because he started everything. So, again, 34 cars in the race, 2 cars, 2 laps down actually, one of them being Sander Kort in the 51 car over, who already took out their teammates, so that's pretty fair. And everybody else is out of the race, so 34 cars still in this race after 1 hour of racing. Well, 1 hour of racing! That's pretty cool. That went fast. 1 hour of racing already in the books. Still 2 hours to go. 2 hours to go still, so we're not halfway yet. Oh, the wife from the 33 car, so. Uh-oh. We got another driver off, Julius Anderson. Now, probably he's not done it himself. Indeed not. It was Pre McShane number 4 car. He got loose himself as well. That was a pretty hard leg. Misses the tires though. So, maybe fine. He may be fine. And here's your leader. Under full pressure from the 94 car of Jacques Robinson. Man, I think Tommy Turbo, he will be the underdog sort of for this race. He has been clean this whole race long. He has been looming there back in second place for a while now. But he will be there. On the other hand, he has been up front for already a few. He has caused a few incidents already this season. He has been involved in incidents himself as well. So I'm not sure. We'll see what Tommy Turbo or Tommy Tank can do. This is not a battle for position. It's still the 60 car of Henrietta Fitzorder who's in third. Fourth place is still the 20 car of John Arndt. With Debbie Myers in 6th, that's also pretty impressive. So Cody Smart 6th. 7th is Jay Jefferson, but he's coming on pit lane, so probably will not be 6th for too long. Except for that the 01 car, who's currently in 8th, also comes in pit lane. Now Joseph Nesto will be your next driver, but he's really slow. Joseph Nesto may have had an issue as well. Joseph Nesto, oh. It was the 43 car of Philip Goldberg, the second incident he may have caused today, who turns around the 62 car of Joseph Nesto, and Joseph Nesto goes for a flyer, and Imran Rakotari Manana gets involved as well. Flip number 3 of the race already. And that is a big one for Joseph Nesto, and already he was in 9th place, but he was in front of the 43 car, or 48 car. Well, guess not. And he has retired. Damn it, I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to take another look at this. I'm too far back now. As well. Okay. So there he gets turned around by the 43 car. Look at him go. Well, we've seen it happen more often at this point on track. But the big one for Joseph Nesto is will be ending his race, and your leader Benoit Therrevin is on pit lane. The 36 car makes his second pit stop of the day and will hand the lead to the 13 car of Tommy Tang. Cody Smart also in. Debbie Myers, John Arndt all on pit lane. And this might actually be handing the sort of like lead to, I don't know, 48 car again, possibly. Are we live? Yeah, we're live. Yeah, and at this point it's the 59 car who's in front of the 36 car again. And both have made 2 pit stops. So in numbers, basically, virtually as well, the 59 car is your lead, is in front of the 36 car. Oh, here's the 48 car again. So the 13 car. I'm not sure where he is. Ooh, somebody's smoking again, and it's the 09 car. Aiden Thomas in trouble. This is probably, yeah, just a mechanical issue. So yeah, car engine just going off and he stopped on track. Hope nobody hits him or anything else bad happens. But luckily I think everybody's fine, so okay. Cool. Status update. We got the 13 car, your leader, and he has not pitted again. Second place now scored is the 07, and he has pitted, though very early. But he is still would be your leader as long whenever Tommy Tang comes on pit lane. Now the 48 car is going to stretch as pretty much as long. Where's the 60 car? 60 came on pit lane, eh? Yeah, 60 came on pit lane. Okay, so that will hand third place to 48 car of Zachary Robinson as well. Actually I already said that, I think. Fourth place will be the 59 car of Zachary Fitzwater, who has pitted already. And then in fifth position will be Benoit Theravine, who was your leader. So the thing is, Benoit Theravine has the freshest tires with the two guys in front of him. So three guys in front of him. So whenever Tommy Tang comes to pit road, which is now, he will hand over the lead to the 07 car over here of Joshua Michaels. But Joshua Michaels has worse tires than everybody except for the 48 car in the top 3. 4, 5, 6, I don't know, top 5 at least. So now I'm wondering, like looking at lap times, we got over here 118.8 from Joshua Michaels. That's still pretty fast. 21.7 Zachary Robinson. 18.5 Benoit Theravine. So he's the fastest guy of these three leaders. Where did Zachary Fitzwater go? Oh, Zachary Fitzwater. Has he been in trouble again? Zachary Fitzwater in the 59 car has been in trouble again, and he has been turned around for the third time this race. This time it was the 59 car. Man, it has not been Zachary Fitzwater's race. Ouch. And probably at this moment he will be very, very tired of all those people turning him around all the time. And yeah, he has a lot of damage onto his car. May actually be race ender. And that's a very big shame. Because he was sort of like crawling his way back to the front again. So 09 car on pit lane, remember, blown up engine, game over probably. Joseph Nesto is also out to race after his flyer and flip. So we saw that happen. The 69 car is 29 laps down, and still clueless what the problem of Amy Shelley is. I don't think she's going to. Well, I would be surprised if she will be continuing. That would be rather stupid. So this is a battle for what will be second position. Benoit Theravine battling with the 48 car now. Benoit Theravine, a Frenchman, has to keep his calm. He has to take it easy. Be conservative. Don't wreck the 48 car. Don't ruin his race and don't ruin your own race. But there's pressure coming from behind though. Okay. I think that maybe what was necessary for the 38 car to go by, or 36 car to go by the 48. So good pass. But Henry and Fitzwater also pretty fast. And Henrietta Fitzwater may be going for the lead here. At least lead, as even though that 07 car is surely, or at least second position. We'll keep it on second position now. So Henrietta Fitzwater will fly to second now. With Benoit Theravine in third and Zachary Robinson falling back to fourth. Now if that 48 car will win this race, I will be astonished. That will be one heck of a job by him. Of course, he is still your points leader, so it's great to have him back again. And if he wins this championship, a Phillips Cup Series ride will be open for him as well. Now, of course, who won the previous 2 races? Brandon Thomas and Aiden. Oh, Brandon Thomas and Aiden Thomas. So both will not be able to sign up for the Phillips Cup Series when the next common deadline strikes. So possibilities. Zach Ronson. Of course, he has been in the Phillips Cup Series before. He is one of those old veterans who has been away for a while and finally makes his return again. There are others like that as well. This is a pretty cozy group again. So, of course, 2 laps down after causing an incident with her teammate. First taking his teammate out of the race, and the 09 car had a header problem. So that's the problem which took Aiden Thomas out of the race, and that's a heartbreak for him. So officially retired as well now. Oh, well, that's nice. Brian Fox has gone off, and well, just a minor tap from the 43 car. But I gotta say, Philip Goldberg has to mind his P's and Q's a little bit now, because he has been causing some small incidents lately. Now, you will not get penalized for so small incidents, but soon one small incident will be a big one. And remember, he already caused an incident turning around at the 59 car, so yeah. He has to be a little bit more careful, I guess. Where's your leader? 07 car is your leader, and he is right there. So, in the mix with a lot of drivers, 19.4, so he's still running competitive lap times. Second place though is running 117.3. 20.4 for Joshua Michaels. 17.8 for Henrietta Fitzwater. So Henrietta Fitzwater is around 7 seconds behind your leader, behind Joshua Michaels, but she's gained 2.5 seconds per lap. Benoit Theravine loses a half second on the 60 car per lap. Being 8.5 seconds behind the 07 car, he still gains 2 seconds per lap on Joshua Michaels. So Michaels has the oldest tires in the top 4, so it makes sense. There's also some left side damage on the 20 of John Arndt. Well, that is why that is, I don't know. Thought for a moment I heard somebody scrape the wall, but guess not. So there's only one driver on pit lane, and that's still that 69 car. Oh, look at this group. Good grief. This is battle for, I think, 20th position. Well, it's good to have a look at some drivers which are a bit far behind, and one of them is 21 car of Daniel Bouchard, and he's running the same, well, doing the same thing as that Zachary Robinson has done before, running 25.9s, 20. I mean, come on, just pit. I think it would be better just to pit an extra time than to keep running and losing 5 plus seconds per lap. So yeah, well, it's their own choice. So there's your second place, and second place going by 18.2, 20.9. Ah, still 2 seconds gaining per second, and it's only 4 seconds. So in about 2 laps, the 60 car will have caught up to Joshua Michaels' rear bumper, rear wing, whatever it is. It's funny how I've made iced coffee, and the iced coffee kind of like, it tastes a little bit like the Baileys, like the cream with whiskey in it, but then without the whiskey. It's pretty funny. It tastes good. Oh boy, here we got another pass coming. And here we got Henrietta Fitzwater coming. Who has crashed over here? Good grief. Somebody has gone for a big ride, and may that have been Zachary Fitzwater. May that have been Zachary Fitzwater. I don't know. Maybe next lap. Oh, that may have been Zachary. Oh no. Zachary Fitzwater. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Zachary Fitzwater, Chris Dodd, Mitch Bretz. Oh boy. Boy. Can't made between a 59 car and I think actually it might have been the 3 car who gave him a little bit of a tap. Now 59 car doesn't give a whole lot of room now to the 44 of Mitch Bretz. Pushes him off track and eventually the 44 just decides to turn him around. And there goes Zachary Fitzwater for a huge crash. Look at that jack just flying. Good grief. Well, a bad day which went from worse to worse to worse has now ended as well in big style. Zachary Fitzwater flipping over multiple times. Game over it is. Wow. I saw the skid marks. I knew like this is a big one. Good grief. Now I'm curious, did the 3 car give a little bit of a tap to the... I don't know. That may have been a little bit of a tap from the 3 car. No. Let's take a look at this. Camera 2. Oh. Still, I would say... Oh my goodness. Wow. I think this might actually be race ending for Mitch Bretz as well, so that's a big one. That's a big one for Zachary Fitzwater, so we're gonna go on board with him. We got another one of those big ass crashes on this track. Now I think this 3 car tapped him, but it should have given more room to the 44. Wow. That's a big one for Zachary Fitzwater. Good grief. Okay. There we go. On board with Chris Dodd. I want to see if he taps the... No. I want to see if he taps the 59 car. I don't know. Maybe not. Now Mitch Bretz is the next... Yeah. Wow. I honestly don't know who to blame this on. I mean, you can put it on both sides. And the 60 car, well, now what we have missed now is that the 60 car took over lead. There, it's gone by Joshua Michaels, but, well, that was a big one. So, I don't know. I think this might actually be racing into... Oh, Henry Fitzwater, what are you doing? Oh, man, how to throw away a race in 2 seconds. That was totally unnecessary. Left car Imran Rakotari Manana will be the next victim to go up on a roof, or his roof. And well, he has already caused some incidents this season, but this one definitely was not on his part. Imran Rakotari Manana goes for a big one. I think he will be able to continue. Yeah, he will. Okay. Cool. So I think it actually wasn't the biggest deal, but still. Well, the point is, Henrietta Fitzwater got herself with this one as well, because 1, she is damaged, 2, she has been passed. Why? Well, guess what? Tommy Tang, sorry. Tommy Tang is like the one who's making advance. Oh no, there goes the next one. Joshua Michaels will be the next one to go around, and I just was about to say Tommy Tang will be the next one making advantage of everybody just crashing out, and then he will be the next one to crash somebody out. So also one of those unnecessary moves. So the top 2 drivers take each other, well, pretty much second taking third out. So Tommy Tang, he has been aggressive all season long, and he has also been tipped on his fingers already a few times. Well, 1 time, let's say. So, yeah. I think this might actually be a race ender for the 07 car. I think he has a lot of damage, Joshua Michaels, and if so, yeah, it's such a shame. And who will be the next leader? Benoit Therevin? I guess. Tommy Tang? Tommy Tang is still your leader in front of the 60 car. And then we got the 36. Wow. Well. I want to take a quick look at if the 07 car is on pit lane or not. Well, Imran Rakotobi Manana is. He is changing tires, so probably will have to do some damage repair, just like the 07 car, so yeah. So unnecessary, these types of crashes, and especially if it's with a lapped car, it's just, I don't know. Well, status update, we got the 13 car as your leader, Tommy Tang that is, and right in front of the 60 car of Henrietta Fitzwater. In third, we got the 36 of Benoit Therevin. In fourth, we got the 20 car of John Arndt. In fifth, we got Debbie Myers in 67 car. And in sixth, we got a battle over here. And that's the battle for six indeed, between Jay Jefferson and Cody Smart. Now this will be for position. So we're waiting for a moment. Something changed up there, I don't know. Okay. No move yet made. Oh, there was a move made, but it didn't work out for Cody Smart yet, so we'll leave these guys just battling it out for 6th position. 8th position is... Well, the 01 car is actually scored in 7th position. Did somebody pit? Ah, Henrietta Fitzwater came on pit lane. Ah, that's it. Okay. So Henrietta Fitzwater from 2nd place came on pit lane, which will hand 7th position then to, well, moves everybody up again 1 position. Fitzwater still scored in 8th. No, he scored in 9th now, as in 8th is Crit Dot. 9th is then of course the 60, and in 10th we got the 80 car of William Brock again. William Brock has made his way to 10th position again. That's impressive. Of course, a lot of things have happened, and okay, so Imran Rakotobi has unfortunately retired, and the 07 car of has also retired. So that's a shame. I haven't even noted down the 60, so I should do that here. Because that will probably mean warnings. I'm not going to say it like at now. Of course, it could still not be, but probably is going to be warnings for Henrietta Fitzwater and Tommy Tang, simply because Joshua Michaels and Imran Rakotobi, who they took out, retired from the race. So, well, obviously also the 59 car of Zachary Fitzwater has retired. So the race for the Fitzwaters has suddenly gone south. The 44 of Mitch Brett is also retired, and that leaves us with only 27 cars on pit lane or in the race, because the 1 car of Julius Anderson has also retired. Now, what was his problem? Was there another crash? Yeah. Okay, so another crash, and this one is caused by Mohammed Al Mohammed, who will probably then also consequently get a warning. So Julius Anderson goes up on his, well, the wall-ish. That's a bad one as well. Unfortunately, it's game over for the 1. It's such a shame. Oh, what happened to Brandon Thomas then? Did he crash out, or was it a planned pit stop? It was a planned pit stop. Well, maybe not necessarily planned, but I don't know. We'll see in a few moments. So now we have only 13 cars on the lead lap, and 27 cars in the race. More and more drivers retire from this race, pretty much most of them getting knocked out by somebody else. So these guys, yeah, they are aggressive, and is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. At least they're motivated to get a good result. So Tommy Tang, your leader, and no, well, some things have changed now. So once again, top 10, we'll go through top 10. Tommy Tang, your leader, 22.2, so he's not too fast. Benoit Theravine is second, 21.5, gaining a second per lap, or almost a second per lap on the 13. Third we got Debbie Myers. Wow. Where? Third we got Debbie Myers, 21.7, so not gaining on 36. Then in fourth we got 20 of John Arndt, not gaining either, well, not too much. Fifth we got this great battle between the 54 and 71. And now Cody Smart has made it to 5th position. 6th now will be then the 54 car of Jay Jefferson. I have a feeling that sooner or later somebody will crash out another driver here. 7th we got the 01 car of Tommy Turbo. 8th we got the 60 car of Henrietta Fitzwater. 9th we got the 48 car of Zachary Ronson, and the key so far to his success has just been staying on track. And even though I didn't agree with his strategy, he is still on track and he hasn't caused a single crash or problem this whole race, let alone this whole season. And that is really key, and that's why he is the championship leader. Of course, point standings we'll also look at in a few moments. So in 5 minutes I will take a quick short break, then we'll continue again. It will be a very short break, you'll probably not notice it anyways, just to save everything for a moment. So 10th position is Henry Williams in the 98 car, so, and probably William Brock will be in the 11th, yeah. So we got only 11 cars on the lead lap, because here's your leader. Now your leader, I'm not sure, I don't think he has pitted yet, so pit strategy is very confusing at the moment. That's just true, that's a fact. We've completed 63 laps. 63 laps! Godly! Yeah, of course we have only done one race before in the history of the Martini Endurance Series at Kyalami. We have done one endurance race in the Phillips Cup Series, but we've been here before with just an ordinary kind of race, with caution still counting and that kind of stuff. That wasn't such success, but then we decided to call in the endurance race, and I think the 22 car has just retired. So I was just sorry about hitting the mic, but I was just about to say we're going to take a quick look at what happened to Brendan Thomas, because he's been on pit lane for a long time. And yeah, okay, so now we're going to reverse. Probably he has gone off somewhere. Where? I don't know. We just have to wait and see, I guess. I don't know, okay. Maybe he came out of pit lane and crashed. It could be possible, eh? Yeah, he left again, and then he crashed out. Oh, and was it with Tommy? Oh, it was with your leader. Oh, Tommy Tang was involved in this deal. Now, was it Tommy Tang's fault, or was it just a scramble for position? I don't know. Tommy Tang. And that has turned around the 22 car into the fence. This will be a pretty difficult one to judge, I think. Well, there were 3 wides. You could say, well, Tommy Tang should have backed off. I don't know. Well, pretty much he stuck his nose in the hole that wasn't there. That's one thing, that's for sure. Oh, I have to do this drive over here. Okay. But we'll see what, well, Stewart will decide at the end of the race. But one thing is for sure, Brendan Thomas sees his race end here. And that's no good for him. Because now both Thomases, all three of the Thomases are out race. Now of course one of them is not related to the others two, but all three of the Thomases are out. And Cody Smart is on pit lane. Julius Anderson is of course also out, which we already saw. John Arndt is on pit lane and the 36 car is falling backwards. By just getting passed by faster guys. Or did he get into trouble? I don't know. Well, he is coming on pit lane. I actually have a feeling something happened to him. No. No, okay, I guess not, so. Okay. Fine. Whoa, is it damage on the... Oh, Henry Williams has crashed out, I think. I think that Henry Williams has crashed out somewhere. At least he has a ton of damage on his car. Oh, good grief. It was the 01 car of Tommy Turbo that spun around. From the front bumper of, who is it, the 80 car, once again the 80 car of William Brock. He went too wide himself. I think, I'm not sure if this can be put on a William Brock, we'll see. But he went too wide himself. And wow. Tommy Turbo, pretty much like we've seen before, Tommy Turbo is then spun in the middle of the racetrack, and just like with Hillary Sanchez and I don't know who it was. Skyler Fleming, I think. Nowhere to go for Henry Williams, and oh my, bang! That's a hard one. And oh wow, that's a very hard crash for Henry Williams. So again, Tommy Turbo, I think he just went a little bit too wide. Yeah, he gets loose, and I don't think this will be put on William Brock, to be honest. Now, the 98 car of Henry Williams, nowhere to go. Wow. Tommy Turbo is lucky if he survives that. Did that seriously just ripped off that left front wheel? No. It almost looked like he didn't have a front right wheel, by the way. Well, that's the next guy out of the race. Good grief. So, we're going to take a short break over here. Oh no, Joshua Ciccone has just blown up that second in championship. We're not going to end this race with too many people, I'm afraid. Tommy Turbo has retired as well. Kidding me. Well, anyway, this is your leader, Tommy Tang. We're going to take a quick break, as announced, and after we're going to be back again with some more updates on who's where and all that kind of stuff. But, well, we've seen a crazy race so far, but knowing Kyalami, it will probably get a lot more crazy in the second half of the race. So, please stay tuned. We'll be right back with the continuation of this race over here at Kyalami in the Dascar Martini Endurance Series Season number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again here at Kyalami's International Raceway, whatever the name of this racetrack is, for the last part, well, the second part of this Martini Endurance Series Season number 4 race. And been going back and forth between Chris Dodd and leader Tommy Tang in number 13 car. So he's our leader after pretty much everybody else in the lead who has been in the lead has already faced some issues and all that kind of stuff. So second place currently is the number 60 car of Henrietta Fitzwater, but she has also been in strife after causing some incident and all that kind of stuff. So she still scored in second position though. Third position now currently is Debbie Myers in the 67 car. A very quiet day for her. Hasn't really been involved in any accidents so far. Not moved. Hasn't really, well, done anything special as well either. But she's in third, so well, maybe that's considered special. So, fourth position is the 48 car. Oh, not anymore, because now the 36 car of Benoit Ravine. He went from 6th to 4th position in just 2 turns. That's impressive. So Benoit Ravine on a roll. Look out there, Lene van Dijk. 5th position is the number 54 car of Jay Jefferson, and in 6th position we got the number 48. The battle still continues. 6th position, Zachary Robinson, after a weird strategy, but somehow it seems to be working out. I don't know. He's really slow now for some reason, maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. So 7th position is his number 71 car of Cody Smart, and he's in the gaggle with a couple of left cars, so not where he wants to be. Has to look out though. 8th position is John Arndt in the number 20 car, also has been pretty strong this whole race, but well, not sure about his pit strategy actually, what he's on. 9th is the number 3 car of Chris Dodd, and he's the last car on the lead lap actually, so only 9 cars on the lead lap. And in 10th position is the number 94 car of Jacques Robinson. So again, 9 cars on the lead lap, 23 cars in the race after the 01 car crashed out, as we have seen, and the 31 car of Joshua Ciccoli retired with a clutch problem. So looking at your top 10 in points, because of course after this race we only have one more race to go, so that's only 4.5 hours of racing left in this season. Zachary Robinson, your points leader, is doing a great job in points, and that's really necessary. Especially second in points, Joshua Ciccoli is retired now. Oh, almost David Shepard, who's third in points, in trouble. And these guys actually are third and fourth in points. Now the 25 car is a lap down. Yeah, he's a lap down in the 11th position. Jacques Robinson also a lap down. This is for position as well. So this is 1 for position on track, and 2, well, not really for position in the championship, but they're pretty close together still. James Saunders in the 40 car is still in the race, but he is in 20th position, lap down. Jay Jefferson doing a great job in 5th, so he's doing good in championship as well. Priya McShane has been involved in some trouble as well, but she's 23rd position, 2 laps down, so that's also not really good. Jane Pinter in the number 27 car, already out with a piston problem. Skylar Fleming in the 87 car, also already out after a crash, and 36th now. And Tommy Tang in the 01 car, also just retired, 24th. So it seems like some drivers in the top 10 are really doing great, and some drivers are already done for the day. So that's interesting. And will probably that will open up the championship quite a bit. But yeah, if that 48 car of Zachary Robinson can manage to get another top 5 finish over here, well, he's currently in 6th position, but you never know what's going to happen. Still, there's plenty of laps to go, 50 laps to go still, so at least. So yeah, a lot is still possible. I'm looking at something fun, looking at people who are further back in points, like William Brock with only 9 points. He's finally doing good. 13th. He's gonna get a record finish for this season, because he's not going to finish worse than 23rd. Well, maybe 24th is the 69 car for some reason manages to get on track again, but at least it's gonna be top 30 for the top 30 for the first time this season. Samuel Oskan also has had a pretty bad season. Samuel Oskan, Brian Fox, and Mohammed Al-Mohammed are all tied with 32 points, so they'll probably see their championship hopes end if they cannot finish. And I can already tell you that Samuel Oskan will not finish this race. Brian Fox will not finish this race. Actually looking where Brian Fox is in points, or in the race. Actually, Brian Fox is still racing, 15th position, so never mind him then. He's still might be doing good. And the 12th car of Mohammed Al-Mohammed instead is 18th. So with those 3 drivers, apparently the only driver that's out is Simon Oskan, so he's had a terrible season as well. So that's over. Championship hopes over, definitely for the 39 car. Well, of course, these guys, they were already so far behind. I mean, they were 89 points behind anyway, so there's only 1 point to the good. So pretty much. Oh, Tommy Tang! Tommy Tang goes in the wall. Your leader goes off track and into the tires, and this might be race over for Tommy Tang. Aiden Shepard causing another incident. Yeah, it's the second incident he has caused today. Aiden Shepard. Oh. Taking out the leader. Wow. What happened over? I think this was just too aggressive on his part. Yeah. Bang. Well, I'm really curious how this will end, because Tommy Tang has been avoiding crashes all day long, but now he finally gets caught up in one. Finally, not in a good way. And he's already lost the lead now to Henry Fitzwater. He's coming on pit lane as well. So Tommy Tang, your leader on pit road after an incident, and your leader is in trouble. Look at Benoit the Ravine fly. Look at the 36. Going by 25 car. See you later, man. See you later. See you later, I think it is. There, Debbie Myers, yeah, second position. So the top 3 are now pretty close together. Looking at lap times, the fastest one is definitely Benoit the Ravine. But Debbie Myers is also 2 seconds per lap faster than Henrietta Fitzwater. And then in turn, Benoit the Ravine is 3 seconds per lap faster than Debbie Myers. So we're gonna stick with these 3 drivers for this moment, because there will be a lot of fireworks now in the next 2 laps between these 3 drivers. Jay Jefferson is in 4th, and he is also pretty close. Okay, here comes the first move. Debbie Myers makes it to the inside of Henrietta Fitzwater and makes a pass for the lead. Then Benoit the Ravine tries it around the outside of Henrietta Fitzwater. That will be great move by him. Yes, he does it. Wow, what a power move from Benoit the Ravine. And Henrietta Fitzwater going backwards. There's a 2 car. I'm wondering if the 13 car is also still... No, has he retired already? No. No, Tommy Tang is still going. That's good news. So here's the battle for the lead. Benoit the Ravine, as expected, going for the lead. And Jay Jefferson going to 3rd. So Jay Jefferson in the 54 car taking over 3rd position from Henrietta Fitzwater, who has gone from 1st to 4th in just a little bit, well, not even 1 lap. And Benoit the Ravine, now your leader in front of Debbie Myers, Jay Jefferson and Henrietta Fitzwater. Now 5th position is still Cody Smart, and he is a little bit further behind, but he's still doing... What are his lap times? 19.3, that is fast. He's faster than Henrietta Fitzwater with 3 seconds per lap. Ooh, this is going to be good. I think we're going to have a great ending of this race today. I'm pretty sure of that. Even though whatever happens, and once again, I think it's already been a very successful race. Once again, Kyalami does not disappoint. This is such a great racetrack. It's such a fun racetrack to do races on. It really, really is a great track. I love it. So Benoit the Ravine, the fastest driver in the top 3. Now Jay Jefferson is actually faster than Debbie Myers, so that might as well be a battle for 1 position. The fastest guy in the top 5 is by a margin Jay Jefferson, but he's almost just as quick as Cody Smart. Yeah, and the slowest one is Henrietta Fitzwater, so Fitzwater is probably going to fall back a little bit further than that. Now, can we get a battle for 2nd position going on? Still 23 drivers now in the race. after the 01 car has also retired. And 31 car as well. Here we go. Debbie Myers versus Jay Jefferson. Debbie Myers already has been successful in the Phillips Cup Series. Pretty much a veteran in there, has already raced for 5 seasons or something. Has already won multiple races, has made the chase a few times, so has already made a name for herself in the sport. Jay Jefferson, a rookie in sports. First time he has been in one of my series. He is in the Dascar Kyalami series, which is a development series for the Phillips Cup Series. Stepped into the Martini Endurance Series. Won the first race of this season, the first time ever in the series. Has already announced that he will make the move to the Phillips Cup Series. But pretty much a rookie versus veteran in this deal. It's cool to have those driver stats. I like that. Debbie Myers still holding off it. Oh man, there's still smoke up there. Not sure why and what all caused that. Lane van Dijk is also still in the race, which is pretty good. The wildcard car hasn't had too many good races so far this season. We'll stick with this battle for a moment, but I'll look at the results. Engeline de Suiter finished in, was it Engeline de Suiter or was it Engeland Liana, in 18th position in the first race at Le Mans. Then the 70 car, wildcard car, and the Noordslijven finished in 38th. At the Isle of Man in 16th, which is not good because there were only 21 cars. Of course, Mark Sashi was then driving, so this time, doing a little bit better. So with Lane van Dijk behind the wheel, you know that she has quite some experience with these endurance races. She has already raced multiple times on these long tracks. So when is Jay Jefferson going to make the move? That's the question. And the answer is probably pretty soon. I expect the move made this lap actually. Debbie Myers in front of Jay Jefferson. I should grab a glass of water in a few moments. I forgot to do that. It's not too smart for me. Of course, we got 1 hour and 15 minutes to go before this race is official. And yeah, it's still very much open book. And of course, looking at who has the highest possibility of winning the race, I think Benoit Ravine has. But don't count out these two guys, because if something happens to Benoit Ravine, Debbie Myers and Jay Jefferson will be right there. Now Cody Smart, pretty much the same story for him. Henrietta Fitzwater has had a different strategy throughout this race. I think what really screwed her over was the incident she caused herself, turning around the 33 car for Immanuel Rakota Urban Banana. Yeah, John Arns pretty much has been somewhat average, but in the top 10 for all day long. Yeah, who else do we have? Chris Dodd. I haven't even lost Chris Dodd. There he is. I think he's pretty far behind. Now I think Zachary Robinson will have to try to get strategy to work. That will be his only bet to win this race. Probably. Yeah, and the 13 car, I don't see him win this race honestly. With such a car, I think he really had a big chance to win this race, but he got screwed over by the lapped car. And who was it again? 25 Aiden Shepard. This is just too bad. I think, yeah. I mean, these guys have been battling for a couple of laps, but neither of the two. Pretty much looking at the lap times as well, the three leaders have leveled out quite a bit over here. The difference between the fastest and the slowest car in the top three is only 0.3 of a second. And now, of course, it sounds a lot. And in qualifying there would be a lot, on speedways there would be a lot. But on these types of race track, and especially on Kyalami, that's not a whole lot. Yeah, Cody Smart is also a bit slower, so. Again, yeah. Yeah, Benoit Ravine is the fastest guy in the top 3. That's one thing that's for sure. And Debbie Myers a little bit faster than Jay Jefferson, but I think these guys are probably just going to be driving like this for a while now. I think Jay Jefferson also doesn't want to, well, to force the issue, and I think he has been pretty solid all season long. I mean, like, he won the race at Le Mans, that's one thing. He is 16 points. But he has been very mature all season long. For somebody who has been new to the sport and who is in a development series, he has been just very clean. Very impressive. So, he's doing a great job. So what else do you want me to talk about? I don't know. Planning for the next 2 weeks? Well, of course, pretty much I said it already. After this race, we'll do one more race in the Valvoline Dirt Racing Series, and then next week we'll end the Martini Endurance Series and the Valvoline Dirt Racing Series. Final 2 races, and probably somewhere after that we'll just continue with the Phillips Cup Series. There's still a few races to go. Of course, I think John C. Dino, I'm not sure, he may have been away as well. Sometime. This, by the way, this is also a battle for 5th position, and there the 94 comes flying by, but he's a lap down. So I think John Ciadino actually and James Pinter have been on. Well, I'm not sure if they have been on vacation but well, they've been away for a while and not doing any YouTube stuff. So that's of course no problem. Fine. Finally, Jay Jefferson has made it by Debbie Mars. Okay, the worst showing, yeah, why not? Okay, so that's the problem. You can. Okay, so it's just. Oh, now we missed it anyways. Nice job, nice job. Jay Jefferson, yeah, solid pass. And Debbie Myers knew that he was there, right at the exact moment, and didn't steer in, and continued their ways. Great job by them. And that's a change for 2nd place. Now still Benoit Thurveen is your leader. Now of course the question is, can Jay Jefferson make something happen, having cleared the 67 car of Debbie Myers? And that will be the question, and we'll keep an eye out on that. Okay. Well, here we got another pass. Henry and Fitzwater is moving up. Well, he has been passed by John Arns, so we got 8 cars on the lead lap. We got 22 cars in the race. What happened to Chris Dodd? No, that's not Chris Dodd. What happened to the 3 car of Chris Dodd? He was already in pit lane here, so. Oh boy, here we go. Another one. Chris Dodd in number 3 car will get a tap from behind, and it will be from the 70 car of Lane van Dijk. And that will turn Chris Dodd, your season 3 champ, around into the fence, and just like Joseph Ernesto, he will go up on his roof, tumble over, flip number 27 of the season, flip number, what is it, 5 or 6 or something of the race. And unfortunately it's game over for him. Shame. Just minding his own business, has fought his way up to 7th place and getting turned around by a left car. That's just devastating. Sauer. Hello. So unfortunately it's game over for him as well. Oh, something happened over here to the 30 car of Patrick Smith. Getting turned around. Wait, who was this? Okay. Okay, so this was the 48th car. The 48th of Zachary Robinson. Causing a crash. Patrick Smith goes around. Slams into the fence. Spins around. Oh boy. I saved it. So not a whole big issue, but
Benoit Thuriavine, your leader, is going to come on pit lane. So your leader will be on pit road now. Who will follow? Question. William Brock will. And second and third as well. Fourth as well. So the top 4 is all on pit lane. And that will also mean they will all be on the same strategy. Now I'm not sure if that would be the right move. I don't know. Maybe if I were one of them, I would just stay on track for a little bit longer, a tiny bit longer, and maybe see if by strategy that 36 car will be passed and the race will be won. Well, of course, they're not doing that, so they will all be in the same playing field. Now the surprising thing is, the 48 car of Zachary Robinson does not pass the 36 car for the lead. So yeah, I still don't think that 48 car was on the right strategy. Now, of course, he was already behind. Oh, did somebody go off? Oh no, Henrietta Fitzwater has gone off. And that's a little bit of a spin for the 60 car. Let's see what happened over there. Oh, it was Patrick Smith who caused the incident. Oh, that's a pretty big smack actually. So Henrietta Fitzwater going around. And that's pretty much another proof that a bad day goes worse every time. This is a little bit tricky, Jay Jefferson. That is a little bit tricky. Tries desperately to find a way by William Brock. Now Brock is a lap down, so it's just barely. But he knows that he has to make the move soon, otherwise he's going to lose ground to the 48 and this 36. And talking about those two, here comes Zachary Robinson with a move. Are we almost half? 12, 4. Lap number 94 will be this 2/3 mark. So there's still 10 laps to go. Wait, what? No. 48. This would be the 2/3 mark of the race. '88. I was calculating for a moment. Okay, so we have, of course, after 1 hour 44, then we got 88. And then what 88 plus 44 is 120 plus 12 is indeed 132. So 4 more laps to go, and then we're 2/3 of the race are in the books. So Jay Jefferson has made it by the 80 car, and Benoit Thuriavine looked like for a moment he was going to get passed by the 48 of Zachary Robinson, but well, probably tires weren't warmed up yet. Well, now they are, and he is running faster lap time, so that's going to be goodbye. And Benoit Thuriavine will have good papers over here to win this race. He has pretty solid papers over here to get this race win. For teammate of Aiden Shepard, who's in 25 car, and Shepard is 3rd in points. Benoit Thuriavine is 24th in points. But after this race, if the 36 can win it, he at least has a victory. And he will at least get, I'm not sure about the season number. Now, I'll still not focused on Philips Cup Series season number 10, that will come later. So I should make promises probably about who's going to get the reserve spot and all that kind of stuff. But don't worry about it, we'll be fine. If you just keep watching the races, and if you keep an eye out on my channel, you will probably be fine anyways for Philips Cup season number 10. We haven't managed to get a full season now in this 2 summer series, or full series in both times, because that's why we had a wildcard car. So yeah, if you just keep an eye out on my channel, you'll be fine probably. On the other hand, there are some drives which are only in the Martini Endurance Series, and there are some drives which are only in the Dirtringen Series. So, yeah. The battle for second place is heating up. Zachary Robinson with right behind him Jay Jefferson, and again right on the rear bumper of the 80 car, who's also still there, Debbie Myers. Here comes the 80 car. Oh, somebody have gone off there. Maybe the 12 car of Mohammed Al Mohammed. Here we go. Then the move is made by Jay Jefferson. Jay Jefferson, can he clear the 48 car? No, not yet. Still side by side, the battle for second place is on. Benoit Thierveen doesn't mind this at all, because he will be able to drive away. But the 54 car will take over second place, and Debbie Myers will move on to third. So in just a few corners, the 48 of Zachary Robinson falls back from second to fourth position. Of course, those other drivers do have fresher tires, so that's their advantage. And Benoit Thierveen is flying away. He's gone. Priya McShane and the 12 car of Mohammed Al Mohammed battling pretty hard over here. And we got some pretty good battles all around this racetrack pretty much. So 11 cars on the lead lap and 22 cars still in the race. So we still have half the field in the race. That's pretty. I mean, like, the only race so far this season where half of the field finished was at Isle of Man race number 2. Now I can tell you that probably will not see half the field finish this race. I mean, look at this. Debbie Myers is going for a move for second place here. That's an impressive move. Jay Jefferson has passed her, or had passed her a few moments before, but now Debbie Myers. Oh, Jay Jefferson. Oh, that was a close call. Jay Jefferson almost ruining his own race. Thank you very much. But at least he loses second place now. Debbie Myers moves on to second. That's good. Impressive job by her. And Jay Jefferson falling back to third. Who's in fifth? Still Cody Smart, yes, and he's still looming behind everybody. So there goes Mohammed Al Mohammed on pit lane. One less back marker to worry about. Now Debbie Myers, she has gone by William Brock, but William Brock is pretty fast. Now Benoit Thierveen is still much faster than everybody else, so he's running away, and he has already put 6 seconds over Debbie Myers, and it would have been able to overhaul, was it not for that Benoit Thierveen is on the same strategy as the top, pretty much the other drivers in second and third. So it will be a difficult task for Debbie Myers to catch that 36 car, and the only thing she can hope for is either to hope for something to happen to the 36 car. That's one thing, but what she can also still try to do is have a different strategy. Also, lap traffic might be a problem if they come into play, so that would be much nicer for her to hope for it. That the 36 car of Benoit Thierveen would just get stuck in lap traffic, and even better would be if she just managed to overhaul that 36 car with strategy, pit stop strategy. So one guy is stuck behind. Oh, we got Cody Smart over here. Battle for fourth place, and Cody Smart will go by the 48 car of Zachary Robinson. So that's another switch over here between fourth and fifth. John Arndt is 21 seconds behind. Yeah, 21 seconds behind pretty much in sixth place. And the 13 car is 7th. Can you imagine that Tommy Tang, after his crash, he's still in 7th place? Well, he's 32 seconds behind the leader, so. And even further behind is over the 94 car of Jacques Robinson, so. And look at this guy, Stan Winkle. He manages to fight his way up to 9th position. That's an impressive job by the rookie, and nothing against Zach Winkle. Looking at where Zach Winkle has finished this season, Le Mans he finished in 39th. Noordslijven he finished in 22nd. And Isle of Man, he finished in 19th. So far, Stan Winkle has been doing better than his teammate all season long. So, of course, doesn't say anything. Maybe it's just beginner's luck as well. Like we've seen before, probably. Oh, Debbie Myers is getting held up by her teammate. And once again, Son, of course, well, being in the way of a teammate of hers. She is still in the race. She was involved in a lap 1 incident, got a little bit of damage in that, and pretty much ever since she has not been up to speed. But also ever since, she has caused one of her teammates, Denise Steinhauer, to crash out. And now she's holding up the other teammate, who is desperately trying to run away from the 54 car of Jay Jefferson. And that's not really working out if the 51 car keeps driving in the way of hers. But Son, of course, has to look out for backmarkers as well, because, well, both backmarkers, I would say, faster drivers, because well, one move and she's upside down into the wall. And we've seen it happen before this race many times. So a little bit more care is necessary. Now she's holding up the 54 car of Jay Jefferson, and here comes Cody Smart. Cody Smart has been doing a great job this race. Oh, but he almost crashed into the 54 car there. That was a close call. But hey, guess what? He moves up to 3rd place. Cody Smart is on the move. Cody Smart is on the roll. And Benoit Theravine runs 19.1. David Myers probably much slower. Cody Smart is the fastest guy in the top 3 now. Top 4. Top 5. Yeah. Cody Smart is the fastest driver in the top 5. Good for him. I'm pretty sure Cody Smart is a great race car driver. I already knew that, and he has already proved himself. But well, this season just hasn't been too lucky for him. 32nd in points. Just can't get it to work out. At Le Mans he finished in 28th position. At the Nordschleife he finished in 26th. And at Isle of Man he finished in 15th. So, I mean, like, it's all not bad, but it isn't good either. And, well, if you finish average every single race, sooner or later you're going to be outside the top 30 in points. So, yeah, you just have to get some good finishes. And, well, he's currently in a good position, so let's hope for him that he can keep it there. Now we got still 55 minutes to go, approximately. We've passed lap number 88, so that means that we got less than 1/3 of the race still to go. Can we also divide this into quarters? Yeah, 120, I mean 30, 34, 33. Yeah, 33, 66, 99, 132. So lap number 99 will mark our 3/4 of the race mark-ish thing. Whatever. Okay. Status update. We got Benoit Theravine as your leader with 2nd place Debbie Myers now. 3rd place Cody Smart and 4th place Jay Jefferson. Now I think it will be either one of these 4 drivers that will win this race. Unless something crazy happens or somebody gets like that amazing strategy to pass everybody. First person who would do that latter one is this guy, 48th, Zachary Robinson. He's in 5th. John Arndt is in 6th, pretty much has been, well, somewhere average in or halfway through the top 10 always long. So 7th is battered up Tommy Tang, there he is. 8th is Henrietta Fitzwater, who has been in trouble before as well. There she is. 9th and lap down is William Brock. And 10th and a lap down is rookie Stan Winkle, and both Stan Winkle and Zachary Robinson are in pit lane. Lane van Dijk as well, and there's Diego Martinez and Sander Kors. We're getting the next round of pit stops. Here comes the 13 car of Tommy Tang on pit lane as well. James Saunders coming up pit road. And back to your leader. Probably will be way too early for these guys to pit. They're running still 19.5s. So probably they will pit around when they're running 22 point something. So 19.5, 19.1, 19.5, 19.2, 19.6. So the slowest guy in the top. Oh, nice. 20.2 for Benoit Theravine. 20.0. 19.7. And 19.3. Jay Jefferson is the fastest guy in the top 4. Good to know. So the person who's in 4th is the fastest, and the person who is in 1st is the slowest in the top 4. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. The gap between Benoit Theravine and Debbie Myers though is quite big, 7 seconds if you're going to run 0.2 of a second faster per lap. Well, that's not enough, of course. Well, if the gap or if the margin between the two continues to grow every lap, it might be interesting. But we're going to focus on this battle for a moment. Cody Smart is going to have to hold off Jay Jefferson. Now Cody Smart is also somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of experience. He is in the Phillips Cup Series. I think it's his first full season now in the Phillips Cup Series. He also entered the series last season. He started to race in Dascar. I think it was last year. But he has already been. I don't think he has won any races. Maybe he has won Red Bull Knockout Series race, but I don't think he did that. So Debbie Myers is still faster than the Benoit Theravine. Gained half a second in that previous lap. Now there will be an interesting battle, I think, for the end of the race. Cody Smart and Jay Jefferson. The battle for 3rd position. This is now. Remember, it's only. Whoa! There goes William Brock around. And William Brock slams the wall hard after getting turned around by, I think, Diego Martinez. Contact between the two, like we see many times. And ouch. So Diego Martinez causing himself some trouble. Me as well, because I will have to look at a lot of incidents again before deciding who will get a warning and who not. So that's okay. That's why I chose this job. So the battle for 2nd place continues. Now Debbie Myers might be the next victim for Diego Martinez to get turned around. Priya McShane on pit lane as well. And the battle for 3rd position continues. Man, the gaps between a lot of drivers is really big. And here comes Jay Jefferson to the inside. And passmate. Again Jay Jefferson back in 3rd. So it's funny how these guys are like going back and forth every single lap. And yeah, still Debbie Myers is running faster lap times than leader Benoit Theravine. Now it's only 6 seconds, but her problem might be that she's getting passed by Diego Martinez on the outside. So that's an impressive move by the 06, but yeah, of course, fresher tires. But I think that actually may not be too bad for her. I don't think she has lost a lot of time in that pass. 20.0, 20.4. Yeah, that's really interesting. So yeah, top 4 is pretty close together, and 5th is here. And yeah, I think John Arndt just maybe it's for him. He's either going for points, which he doesn't necessarily need that hard. He's 17th in points, so maybe still has a shot at the championship, but will be a long shot though. I think for him, it could be a possibility just to try some little bit different strategy because he is not too far away from the leaders. Gap is only 26 seconds to the leader. Now it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but pitting one extra time, getting fresher tires and being like 3 or 4 seconds per lap faster, that might be an option for him to consider. We'll see who will get the best strategy after this race. I'm really curious about this strategy. I mean, there are many drivers that have a different strategy. Some tend to just go very long and, well, oh, there goes the 30 car again into the wall. I think it's the second time he has gone into the wall this part. Comes back on track again. That may hold up the 67 car a little bit, I don't know. So far no problems at all. So, now at least he does come on pit lane, so. There's Aiden Shepard again on pit lane. How many laps is the 69 down now? 79 laps. Useless. Golly. Cody Smart has gone by Priya McShane as well. And yeah, I think these guys stay pretty close together. Well, lap times? Well, still the 54 car is a little bit faster. Now Priya McShane is much faster than them. Oh, it might be tricky. Okay. Made it, barely. Now looking at your leader, 21.2 for Benoit Theravine, 21.3 for Debbie Myers, so now she's losing a little bit. Still the gap is only 5 seconds. It's only 5 seconds. Okay, so Debbie Myers, well now she's losing a little bit of ground to the 36 car. Oh, not anymore, because this is probably going to lose Benoit Theravine 1 or 2 seconds. So we'll see what the gap is when they cross start finish line. But yeah, left cars is always tricky, and especially Diego Martinez is really fast, simply because he just pitted. 21.5. Debbie Myers now 21.2, 3/10 of a second lost again. The gap is now under 5 seconds. The point is, Debbie Myers ran at 21.2, well 21.4, 21.3. Okay, so pretty much everybody behind her is also on the same pace, if not 1 or 2 tenths per laps slower. Who's in 5th? The 20 car. Oh, a little smoke there. Not sure if it was an incident or somebody being turned around or something. Suddenly Priya McShane is right behind the 71 car. I'm not sure if she was already there. I don't know. Oh, no! Cody Smart! Oh! That was Priya McShane giving the bumper, or the nose, whatever, of this car. I don't think these cars are really bumpers. But giving a nudge to the 71 car of Cody Smart. That was dangerous, and that has cost the 71 car some damage. We've seen people flip over on this part of the track before. One of them, I think, was Jane Pinter last year. But it's a pretty dangerous track or spot, and Cody Smart is coming on pit lane. This is not good for him. Cody Smart, it's such a shame. He sees us. Probably we'll see his chances of winning the race go up in smoke. Well, that does give free track to Jay Jefferson, 21.4, 21.8, and proves that he's already half a second faster than Debbie Myers. So, who's still faster than Benoit Theravine, but the gap is not nearly as, or the margin between the two is not nearly as big as it used to be. The problem that Jay Jefferson now facing is that there are 2 people behind him. One of them is Priya McShane, who has just turned Cody Smart around. So Aiden Shepard going by. How is the 71 car doing, by the way? He's just coming on the racetrack again. Okay, so that's pretty bad for him. Maybe he can make the advantage out of this. If he can manage to make one more stop. Okay, Benoit Theravine is coming in. And Debbie Myers is staying out. This is strategy, guys. Second place stays out while leader comes on pit lane. And third stays out as well. So Benoit Terravine is the first driver to come on pit lane now. That will be interesting. Will this be the last pit stop of the race? No, probably they'll have to make one more pit stop. Now, of course, still you have to keep an eye out on the 71 car. Why? Because he will be sort of on the same strategy as the 36 car. How weird it sounds because he crashed out. There goes Benoit Terravine, so this will be a big gap between him and the 71 car. So I think Cody Smart has lost a lot of time in that incident. Yeah, here he is. Not even from the front stretch. So that's a big gap. I think it's sort of like race over for Cody Smart in terms of being able to win this race. Now it will be interesting. What can Debbie Myers do in her in lap and free space on track? The problem is for Jay Jefferson that he doesn't have free space because he's getting passed around by lap cars all around him. When will Debbie Myers pitch? Will she come? Well, she comes in. She comes in now. 54 car follows as well. This will be a very interesting pit stop. Debbie Myers could stay out on track one time or one lap longer than leader Benoit Terravine. The gap was 4 seconds, or at least around 5 seconds before the pit stop. Point is, she will probably lose time now on the 36 car, but she will have the fresher tires, which might save her a few tenths of a second per lap, and that's maybe all she needs to win this race. There goes Benoit Terravine, and lead is captured, and that gap is pretty big, but of course that's because the 36 car has had one lap on fresh tires already. Debbie Myers comes on track again, and expect her to be somewhat faster than Benoit Terravine in this run. Same story for Jay Jefferson. He's still lingering there. If Debbie Myers makes a mistake and if they manage to catch the 36 car, crash out together or something, he's still there. He's on the same strategy as the 67 car, but if he manages to get the pace up a little bit more than Debbie Myers does, that victory could be his as well, and that would be very impressive for him to win 2 races this season as a rookie. Possibilities is there. Okay, now Benoit Terravine is stuck behind Zachary Robinson. Zachary Robinson is fast, but not as fast as the 36 car. And now it's key for the 36 to go by as quickly as possible, and then he already goes to the inside of points leader Zachary Robinson. Debbie Myers still stuck behind Daniel Bouchard, which is also not good. Will probably cost her a little bit. Lap time 18.3. No, it doesn't count, obviously. Okay, never mind that then. So we'll see next time what the lap times are. 10 cars in lead lap, 22 cars still in the race, like it has been for the past, I think actually the past 20 minutes. Maybe the past 30 minutes. The first part of the race was crazy, cars crashing out everywhere. Ever since we had the short break halfway through the race, we've only had one driver retire. That's strange. Of course not that strange. This track is just too tight, I think, for 42 cars, but it's fine for 22 cars. Now Benoit Terravine, of course we have seen some incidents nonetheless. That's just guys being way too aggressive, simply. So Benoit Terravine, we're gonna keep an eye out on the lap times. We expect Debbie Myers to be a little bit faster. With how much? 17.4 Benoit Terravine. 17.3 Debbie Myers. The gap is 5 seconds now. So basically at this point the gap between the 36 and 67 is what it used to be before the pit stops? Well, maybe 1 or 2 tenths higher. I'm not sure what the gap was before that, but they're on pretty much concerning looking back at before the pit stop. They're on the same. Well, the gap between the two is the same, except for that there's still one person between the two, and that might be something which is not too much fun for Debbie Myers. Now, Debbie Myers runs 17.3, 17.5 for Jay Jefferson, so he's slower actually. That's surprisingly. Benoit Terravine, free track for him, so that's good news. And look at these 3 left cars that Debbie Myers still has to pass. So that the gap was 5 seconds, but probably is going to be a little bit more. Unless the 67 car can get such a good run that she can pass every single person in this front stretch. Look at her go. Slingshot around? No, because everybody makes the move. Oh no. Debbie Myers is stuck behind the 60 and the 70, while the 48 car also goes by. Oh, throws it to the inside. That's still a pretty good move by her. And she passes 2 guys on one straightaway. Oh, next one. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That was a close call. Debbie Myers is on a mission today. And that mission is not to finish second. I can tell you that. It is to win this race. Whew. Benoit Terravine, though, is pretty much on the same mission. And he's more like, come at me, bro. Come at me. I've been a leader. I've been in top 5 for the entire race. I've been solid all race long. This race is mine to win. So, yeah. Interesting. I'm wondering how much Debbie Myers lost. It was 5.18, so she lost 2 tenths of a second the previous lap. Will she gain back those 2 tenths of a second this lap? Of course, also we should keep an eye out on this guy, Jay Jefferson. Now he has to tackle all his left cars, but he cannot do it in one swing as Debbie Myers could so profitably do. Gap is down, 2 tenths of a second gained, 18 flat for Benoit Terravine, 17.8 for Debbie Myers, and a 18.3 for Jay Jefferson. So he's losing half a second on Debbie Myers simply because of left cars, and he still has to tackle 2 of them. What time is it? 6 o'clock already. Okay. Okay, hang on for a short moment. Okay, we're back in. Sorry about that. I'm currently it's around dinner time, so I'm stuck in the dinner time issue again. That's the problem when you have these long races, and that's also the point that I couldn't do this race earlier. You have to, well, of course, consider that this race is 3 hours long. You have to take plus 10 to 15 minutes for the intro and the first lap incidents, plus 15 minutes for preparations. So basically you're busy for 3.5 hours to do this race, and I didn't have the time. I did have a few hours before this, but not 3.5 hours, and that's the problem. I cannot do this race in the evening. Well, I could do it, but then it's already going to be like 10 o'clock or 10:30 when I finish. So, well, I'm currently in dinner time again. After that, I will have to do everything very, very quickly. The point is, we only have half an hour to go, so that's fine. It's not too big of an issue. I will be able to make it. So, I will finish this race tonight, but I will have to probably stop one more time for dinner. So, hopefully, it will be. It's just, well, maybe we get lucky. I don't know. Anyway, back to the lap time struggle. 17.5 for Benoit Terravine, and this is the moment where he has caught some lap cars. 18.0 for Debbie Myers. She's slower. She is slower than Benoit Terravine. 17.9 for Jay Jefferson. So the gap has between first and second has increased to 5.5 seconds. Benoit Terravine manages to clear those 2 left cars very rapidly. 18.6. Oh, actually, rapidly. 18.3. So that's 0.3 of a second gained once again. 18.4 for Jay Jefferson. So it's going a little bit back and forth every time. Zachary Robinson really has to. Well, I don't know. I don't know what his strategy is. Actually, can he make it on one more stop? I think he can. But I think everybody can. There's Cody Smart. Yeah, he's now 27 seconds behind the leader. Running 19.9. Yeah. 18.3 for John Arndt. Guess what? John Arndt is actually the fastest guy in the top 6. I think. Ooh. A little bit wide from Daniel Bouchard. Okay. So, Benoit Therveen losing a little bit of time with lap cars. Now he has a little bit of free track again. Well, he has to tackle 2 more lap cars. One of them is, well, both of them are not really fast. Debbie Myers also has to tackle 2 more lap cars, plus the 2 that Benoit Therveen is going to tackle in a few moments. 18.6, 18.6, 18.0. There we go. Half a second gained by Debbie Myers. Jay Jefferson 18.7. Yeah, Jay Jefferson is really slowing down. Oh, Benoit Therveen. Don't get yourself into trouble now, being the leader. Won't be the first time on this track. But don't do it. Don't turn around. Don't do it. No, turn around at 13. I mean, the point is, if something happens now to the 36 car, that is going to be a victory gone. That's for sure. So, no mistakes from Benoit Therveen. Please. I honestly also prefer just to have like this awesome clean battle till the end of the race, and I like this endurance race and lap time comparisons and that kind of stuff. But oh no, Benoit Therveen had 1 car going 3 wide into the last turn. Oh boy, this is going to be big time loss for Benoit Therveen. There's Debbie Myers coming. She has probably gained already a second. Look at this. At the moment that Benoit Therveen was passing the, I don't know who it was, 22.0, 18.9. That is 3 seconds gained by Debbie Myers. At the moment that Benoit Therveen was passing the 13 car, suddenly the 43 of Philip Goldberg interfered again, came back and passed, well, both of them. But Benoit Therveen, his lead has shrunk with 3 seconds. 3+ seconds. Debbie Myers has also already cleared the 13 car, so now she only has to clear 1 more person. And Jay Jefferson ran an 18.8, which is even faster than Debbie Myers. So the top 3 getting to closer again close to each other again. 6 cars on lead lap, by the way, still 22 cars in the race. Point is that Benoit Therveen is clear now for a moment, except for when that 43 car comes to interfere again. So it seems like the left cars are currently the fastest people, or these guys, they've recently pitted. They are faster than the leaders. Then the one thing you should not do is battle them too hard, because that will slow both of you down, and the worst thing is it will slow you down. I'm not sure about lap times now. 19.1, 19.2. So now it has evened out a little bit, and Philip Goldberg appears to be the slowest driver of the 3. So now Debbie Myers is the one who's being held up. 19.7. So also Jay Jefferson getting held up a little bit, probably by lapped cars. Wow, really wide from the 43 car of Philip Goldberg. How many laps to go? 20 laps to go. Around half an hour to go. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. Next lap already passed by Benoit Therveen. As long as he just keeps putting the lap cars between him and Debbie Myers, I think he's going fine. And he just has to tackle those lap cars as quickly as possible. And I can already tell you and him as well, those left cars are not the last ones. There are gonna be more. Debbie Myers battling very, very hard now, with still behind the 43 car. Now she gets a good run. Now she gets a good run. Can she pull out? No, because the 43 car is pulling out himself as well. Debbie Myers, now she's getting held up. Now she's definitely getting held up. 20.0. 19.6. She's still faster than Benoit Therveen. That's surprising. There she goes to the inside of Philip Goldberg. Can she immediately take on the 40 cars one next turn, like she did before? Yes, she can. Not yet. Still side by side. This will be tricky and cleared. And now there are no lap cars between Benoit Therveen and Debbie Myers anymore. So apparently Debbie Myers can tackle those lap cars quicker than Benoit Therveen can, and that's going to be critical in the end of this race. How about this guy? 19.7. So yeah, never count out that 54 car. Never count out Jay Jefferson. I'm pretty sure that he will be very happy if he can already finish there in third position. Now there's not really any pressure from behind, except for when the 48 car manages to pull one of his pit strategy stunts again. Then things might be getting interesting, and then Jay Jefferson might feel some pressure again. But for so far, not yet. Benoit Therveen, 20.0. Debbie Myers, 20.8. 0.8 of a second lost. So Benoit Therveen has the fastest car. Clearly has the fastest car of the two, even though he has one lap older tires. But he just cannot tackle those left cars. That's the problem for him. And he also keeps running into them in exactly the wrong moments. Well, this is a good moment. No, look at this. Now he's getting held up by Priya McShane, who's running 3 seconds per lap slower. Oh no. Benoit Therveen has to get by that 4 car quickly now. But don't lose your head. Don't turn around that 4 of Priya McShane. Don't turn around that 4 of Priya McShane. Take it easy. Debbie Myers smells blood now. She's really pushing. Now it's her teammate now who's right behind her. And who's going to go by her. I think this is a good move by her. Just let her go. And you let her go. Jay Jefferson is still behind the 43 car of Benoit Therveen. Okay. Still Benoit Therveen. 43 car of what? Philip Goldberg I meant. Oh, here comes Debbie Myers! Here comes Debbie Myers with the full of his team! And Benoit Therveen is going to lose the lead because he's stuck for too long behind Priya McShane. Priya McShane costing Benoit Therveen the victory over here. Race is not over yet, of course. Remember, the 36 car has the faster car when it's green. But Debbie Myers has taken over the lead, and Son, of course, might still ruin the party. Like she's done to the 77 car already. But Benoit Therveen losing a few seconds, a full second now, already the previous lap, and probably a few more in this lap, because he's still stuck behind the 4 car. Oh no! Benoit Therveen goes off, and there goes, oh my goodness, body slamming his way past is Jay Jefferson. And Benoit Therveen's lap of doom is lap number 115. From a solid first to third position. Debbie Myers has let Sonic Course go by again. Now she's going to pass Sonic Course again. 20.4, 20.5, 26.2. 6 seconds lost Benoit Therveen on that lap. On Debbie Myers. And consequently on Jay Jefferson as well. So we got a new leader, and that leader is Debbie Myers. Has she won a race in the Martini Endurance Series before? I don't think so, actually. That will be a big upset, and probably that 36 car of Benoit Therveen will be absolutely devastated and absolutely fuming at Priya McShane. Still, don't get me wrong, Priya McShane could do nothing about that. I That's something like, these guys tend to get stuck behind lap cars and you can't manage to go by them. So I'm not going to put the blame on any of these guys, of course. But still, it has cost Benoit Thuravine at least the lead and probably the victory as well. Especially if the 60 car of Fitzworth is going to intervene again. Oh, look at who is there again. That's Philip Goldberg again. Man, Benoit Thuravine sees his race go south. 100%. Yeah, he has a faster car than all of them. I mean, top speed is much higher than of either of those guys, but it's 20.6, 21.2. Debbie Myers getting a half second again on the leader, 20.9. If she can keep her car on track, just don't be stupid. That race is going to be hers. Now Benoit Thuravine, remember, has a fast car, gained 3 seconds or 3/10 of a second on the 54 car. This race is not over yet. Woo! I'm pumped for it. Now a little bit further back, John Arndt is in 4th position. He has taken 4th away again from the 71 car of Cody Smart, and that's simply because he is pitted earlier than the 71 car. Now the 48 car with his weird strategy is still in 6th position, and the last car on the lead lap. Surprisingly, there are still 22 drivers in the race. Now, sort of like unofficially, I mean, like, I'm considering the 69 car out of the race. I mean, come on, 98 laps behind. 21.1, 21.5, 21.5. Debbie Myers is putting half a second on the guys right behind her every single lap. She keeps on pushing hard. I think the main thing is for now is that the battle for seconds is not over yet. Jay Jefferson got by. I mean, we're gonna take a look at we have to take a look at what happened to Jay Jefferson. Come on, or to Benoit Thuravine. Come on, getting stuck behind. Behind the. What am I like really this far back? I think I'm that far back. Oh, I was really I was with the wrong person. That explains. So, Benoit Thuravine. Yeah, this is what I meant. Don't be impatient. And I said to Debbie Myers, I said to Benoit Thuravine, don't keep your head on your shoulders. And unfortunately, it's not what Benoit Thuravine did. He crashed out number 4 of Prix McShane. Goes into the wall. He himself goes into the wall as well. And there goes. I mean, watch now Jay Jefferson go by. It's not like he just passes them. He just body slams the 36 and the 4 car in an attempt to just go full throttle by them. Wow, what a moment. Another one of those moments where you think, oh my goodness. Kyalami it is. Look at this. 2 purple cars in the field. Hoppa! Bang! See ya. Wow. What a moment. Okay. So we're back live again. Nothing has changed over here. Debbie Myers still running faster lap times than the guys right behind her. Yeah, I think the also a big problem for Benoit Thuravine. I said that he is the faster car of the 3 in the free run. Not anymore, I think. I think he has so much damage that he is not going to be faster than the 67 and the 54. Well, maybe he's going to be. No, he comes on pit lane. Benoit Thuravine makes another pit stop. However, it might be his final pit stop. It might still be planned pit stop. Is he going to gamble? Is he going to gamble and do the same thing as that Debbie Myers did? Or is it going to be... Probably he has to repair some damage, doesn't he? Probably he has to repair some damage. Okay, so Benoit Theravine, one of the strongest cars of today, was just given away the lead after an incident on pit lane. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds. Okay, that's not. I think it's not too bad, but it's too much still. It's still too much. And he has lost his position again to the 48 car of Zachary Robinson. Now, probably Zachary Robinson will have to. Probably Zachary Robinson will have to pit. I'm not sure. I think actually Cody Smart is also in. Now, Debbie Myers will probably have to pit some of these laps again as well. If I were her, I would have pitted now. Oh. Jay Jefferson is pitting. So to clear up, Benoit Theravine pitted previous lap, repaired some damage, but she will now have fresh tires. And she will probably manage to gain some time back on the 54 car, except for that she had to repair some damage. Let's see. There's John Arndt in, by the way, as well. 2, 3, 4. Oh. This will be interesting. This will be very close between Jay Jefferson and Benoit Theravine. The battle for second is on. The battle for second is on. Here comes Benoit Theravine, probably. Yeah, there comes Benoit Theravine. 36 car and the 54 car just coming out of pit lane. Now the 36 car has warm tires and has momentum. Can Benoit Theravine manage to get by the 54 car? The race was almost lost, but is not entirely lost. Debbie Myers comes in pit lane for what will be her final stop of today. And the 67 was going to give up. I'm not sure if she's going to give up the lead. Oh boy. This is tense. Maybe she is going to give up the lead to the 48 car. But he's running already a little bit slower lap time. So, oh boy, we are going to have a great finale of this race. Debbie Myers on pit lane. Okay, she goes off immediately. So she doesn't lose those 4 seconds at the 54 and the 36 car did. Here we go. Full head of steam for the 48 car. Debbie Myers goes on track. Where's the 48? Where's the 48? Where's the 48? Okay. Clear. Nice job by Debbie Myers. Stays in front of the 48. And now all that, well, she has to hope for is that nobody's, probably she has the freshest tires. She has the freshest tires of everybody in the top 4. And all she has to hope for is that it's going to be in the advantage of her. And that she doesn't wreck out. So no, still 22 cars in the race. Still 8 cars on lead lap. Okay. So status update, Debbie Myers your leader with the freshest tires. Zachary Robinson second with the oldest tires and being hunted down by the 54 of Jay Jefferson with fresh tires. And Benoit Theravine in 4th with, oh, that's a quick pass. Okay. So the battle is on for the lead. Can Jay Jefferson try to hunt down Debbie Myers? The gap is between the two 3 seconds. That was 5 seconds. Oh boy. And Benoit Theravine 6 seconds. Now John Arndt is currently in 5th. And in 6th is the 71 Cody Smart. And in 7th, of course, we got the 94 car of Jacques Robinson. In 8th position, we got Stan Winkle still doing an amazing job in his first ever start in Dascar, and at least in one of my series. So good for him. So Debbie Myers is your leader, ladies and gentlemen. We have just 10 more laps to go. I'm going to take a quick break and have dinner, and after that we will be right back again with the continuation and the final 10 laps of this race. This race is not over. Remember that we still have plenty of action to come, plenty of battling. Can Debbie Myers bring it home? We'll see. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, so we are back again for the final 10 laps of this race. Well, 9 laps it is currently. We got Debbie Myers in the lead in number 67, just a few seconds in front of second place Jay Jefferson. And in third we got Ben Mother, no not, because in third we got Zachary Robinson. And in fourth we got Benoit Thuravine, who's probably going to take third place away from Zachary Robinson in just a few moments. Can he pull it out to make the move? Not yet. Well, then we can continue. Fifth place we got over here, number 20 car of John Art, and in sixth position we got the number 71 car over here of Cody Smart. Seventh is Jacques Robinson there, and eighth is Stan Winkle. That's sure everybody's on the lead lap. Oh, there goes Diego Martinez through the gravel. Is he gonna come back on track again? Yes, goes off again, but he stays out the wall. Good news for him. There is your leader once again. So anyways, 9th is 13 of Tommy Tang, and 10th is 60 of Henrietta Fitzwater. We got still 22 cars in the lead and 8 cars on the lead lap. And with just a few laps to go, it's gonna be a very, very interesting race battle for the race victory. 17.5 by Debbie Myers, that's a really fast lap time. 17.6 by Jay Jefferson. Well, gap remains around 4 seconds. Then we got the number 36 car, who has made it to third position now, 19.5. Yes, really, really slow. And 20.7. So Benoit Theravine, 8.9 seconds. I honestly don't see him go back to the front. Oh, whoa, that was a close call over there. And now Debbie Myers is being held up. Remember the last time when somebody got held up, what happened then? Well, I'm not sure if it was the last time, but it was second place who took over the lead. This might be Jay Jefferson's last chance to make it to the lead and to take away the victory from Debbie Myers. Debbie Myers pulls out. Final turn. There she goes. Goes to the lead, or goes around the 40 of James Saunders. But she probably lost a few seconds over there. Let's look at lap times now. It was 3.99 seconds. 3.99 seconds. .54. That is 1.5 seconds gained by the 54 of Jay Jefferson. Also, the 36 car gained back 0.8 of a second. So, yeah, Jay Jefferson, his race is not over. He only has 6 more laps to do it, so he has to do it quickly. But it's 2.5 seconds. We got more lapped cars and we got some carnage over here. This is the battle actually for 7th position between Jacques Robinson and Stan Winkle, who's still doing a very impressive job in his first ever start in the Martini Endurance Series. Currently racing around in 8th position. So if I actually were Zach Winkle, I would keep Stan in the number 2 for the final race as well, of course. It's his call, we'll see. But Jay Jeff, now he's the one who's getting held up by the 40 car, but maybe he can, make the move. No, not yet. Jay Jefferson cannot make the move yet. He's losing some time now. That's a shame for him. But the race is not over. We got a big gaggle of cars over here, which Debbie Myers will have to pass. And of course, Jay Jefferson as well then. But it's all about timing. When are you going to catch those lapped cars? If you're going to catch them coming up on the front stretch, you might be in the advantage. And we know that Debbie Myers, she's been strong all day long with those lapped cars. Well, much stronger than Benoit Theravine. So, Theravine, by the way, losing a second again on Debbie Myers, and that's 1.5 seconds that Jay Jefferson gains on the 67 car is also lost, plus more. So he's now 4.3 seconds between first and second. The 2 car has made it by the number 94 car, but we got 4 left cars all in one group. Debbie Myers, 1 down. Not yet. Okay, this is going to cost her some time. Jacques Robinson trying to battle the 67 car. No, cleared. 1 down, 3 to go. Here, oh man, Jay Jefferson is still stuck behind the 40 of James Saunders. Oh, Debbie, no, no, no. That almost cost her a big crash. Good grief, almost turned around Brian Fox in the 19 car. But she makes it. That's 2 down. Third one coming down now. The gap is now almost 6 seconds between her and Jay Jefferson. So can Jay Jefferson, yeah, finally has cleared the 40 car, but well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 more cars to go to clear. Now Debbie Myers is back again behind her teammates on the course, which also held her up the previous time, but yeah, honestly, I don't think, looking at the gap now, and those left cars, I honestly don't think that Jay Jefferson will be able to catch Debbie Myers anymore. Unless something happens with Debbie Myers. Unless something happens to Debbie Myers. Still 22 cars in the race. But yeah, this is just, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 left cars between Debbie Myers and Jay Jefferson. The gap is increasing every single lap. I think it's more a fact that Jay Jefferson has to look behind him for Benoit Théravine than in front of him. Now the 48 car, well, pit stop strategy didn't really work out too well, like I thought, but eventually the damage wasn't as bad as I expected. So, oh no, Cody Smart has retired. Cody Smart has retired. Oh no, 71 of Cody Smart out of the race. What happened over here? Oh, he wrecked together with the 70 car of Lene van Dijk, and whose fault was this? I think it was just the fault of the 71 car himself. Cody. Look at the 70 car slam into the tire barrier. Hard crash for Lene van Dijk. But Cody Smart is out of this race. And he did them all by himself. Oh my. What a heartbreak for him. And there's Lene van Dijk in the 70 car. So, well, this first retirement ever since like 1.5 hours ago. So, big shame for Cody Smart. Lene van Dijk was also doing pretty well, but well, not in a chance to win the race. Cody Smart neither, but still. So that's a shame, big shame. Now Debbie Myers, clear track ahead. Only 2 left cars in front of her, which probably she will not meet. And only 3 more laps to go. While Jay Jefferson is still battling left cars, losing seconds over Debbie Myers. Every single lap. 1.5 seconds lost again. The gap is now increased to 9.3 seconds. This race is over. Debbie Myers just has to bring it home now. She just has to take it easy, maybe, well, just cruise around the Kyalami International Raceway Circuit, whatever the name of the track is, and bring home that car for what will be at least the first win of her this season long, and also possibly the first win of her in the Martini Endurance Series ever. So she's doing a great job, and she has done a great job all day long. Pretty much she has been working her way to the front for a while now, and it's amazing that she made it actually this far, and she was so strong, and she has been all strong all day. Awesome job by her, all we can say. And Jay Jefferson, don't get me wrong, he has done a great job as well. He just, well, was 10 seconds slower. That's it, that's all there is to it. Benoit Theravine, in my opinion, he's done a great. He has also done a pretty good race up until the point where he caused a crash with the fourth Priya McShane. That is when he screwed up, and that is when he threw the victory away. And probably he will be very disappointed for that. That he was the one who also threw it away. So such a big shame. Now John Arndt has even gone by the 48 car of Jacques Robinson. So now there's no pressure from behind. So Jacques Robinson, if he can bring it home, he's going to pick up his 4th top 5 finish of the season and the worst finish this season in 5th place. He has this championship locked in his pockets. He really has his championship locked in his pockets. And the only one who could ever be a competition to him is probably going to be Jay Jefferson. That's the only driver, I think, who will be able to do something about the championship of Zachary Robinson. It's at least Zachary's to lose. That's one thing for sure. The white flag is out for Debbie Myers. And she still increases her lead, maybe, on the 54. I don't know. No. Well, barely lost a little bit of time, but Debbie Myers has done a great job all day long. I mean, she's been impressive all day long. And she's going to bring home a victory which will probably mean a whole lot to her. To the sponsor as well, the Martini Endurance Series. For the first time ever, that Martini is going to win in this. Well, I think it might actually be the first time that a car which has the same sponsor as the title sponsor will win the race. So Debbie Myers, just 3 more corners to go. No lapped cars in front of her. No pressure from behind. Same story pretty much for Jay Jefferson. Benoit Theravine, nothing he can do about the 54 car. He's just going to bring it home in 3rd place. But it's going to be Debbie Myers in the number 67 car who's going to win this race. And what a race it has been. Coming across the start-finish line, it will be Debbie Myers who will win the race here at Kyalami. In front of the 54 car of Jay Jefferson. After a solid attempt, just came up short. But I think he will be satisfied with that. Benoit Theravine, not so much. But still, I gotta say, 3rd place. Great job by him. And then we have to wait for a long time while everybody else over here finishes. Stan Winkle manages to finish in 6th position in a very impressive debut. John Arndt finishes in 4th place. Impressive job by him. And 5th will be championship leader Zachary Robinson. And he continues his streak of top 5 finishes. And that was the last car to finish on the lead lap. So we're going to wait for a few more moments. I'm not going to go through the top 10 anymore. I'm just going to focus quickly on the points, and well, after that we're just going to leave because I have to really leave really quickly. So is this the last? Yeah, these are the last few drivers that I have to finish. So, well, is this going to be a pass for position? No, probably not. So 20 cars at the finish, 5 on the lead lap. That's what it was today at Kyalami. Half the field wrecked out, more than half the field actually wrecked out. So this is your winner, Debbie Myers. Great job by her, and well, it's good for her that she and it really is good for her. And where was she in points? 13th, so she's probably going to crack the top 10 now. Zachary Robinson, as said, 5th place for him, great job. Joshua Ciccoli, 25th, not so great. Aiden Shepard, damage repaired, 10th place for him, cracking the top 10. That's impressive by him. Jacques Robinson, 7th place, good for him. And James Saunders in the 40 managed to finish in 14th, which is also a pretty solid day for him. Jay Jefferson, as said, in 2nd place, good for him. Priya McShane, average in 20th place. Jane Pinter in the 27th car, he's going to drop like a rock, definitely going to drop like a rock, finishing in 40th place, no good for him. Skylar Fleming in 87th car, same story, 36th position. Oh, that's already 19 points. And then we got Tommy Turbo in the 01 car, finishing in 24th, which is also not too great. So ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today. It was a great race here at Kyalami. I hope you guys liked it as well.
Of course, next week it's all going to end at the Willow Springs International Raceway. I hope you guys are ready for that and looking forward to that. But for now, I'll let you thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time with the Dascar Martini Enduro Series, Season number 4, 2017, here